Tonight, intra-state rivals Trenton and Atlantic City meet for more than just bragging rights. In a rivalry that constantly draws on the emotions, Trenton must beat their Garden State foe and then look to the hockey gods if they want to see the postseason. Atlantic City is already in the playoffs, but a win tonight earns them a Northeast Division title and would keep their in-state rivals home for the ECHL second season. Playoff implications are on the line. Get up, get pumped. The Titans and Atlantic City next on CN8. Live from the Sovereign Bank Arena, playoff implications all on the line. Tonight, the Titans face off against the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies. And a very pleasant good evening with my partner, Peter Caggiano, ever the prophetic one, Joe Zidla with you here, and welcome to CN8's coverage of Trenton Titans hockey. Well, you had said it, Pete, back in early March when we were in Reading in our last telecast. It may come down to the last weekend of the season, and guess what? It has.
Yeah, in about 2.5 hours, Joe, we'll know whether the Titans are going to be using their hockey sticks or their golf clubs next week.
Yeah, and really, as we look at what happened last night in the games, and there you see the graphic, the Titans are falling to Atlantic City.
Trenton spanked the Titans last night, 5-0. Greensboro, big win over Charlotte, helped out the Titans, and Roanoke, 5-2 over Richmond.
And here's where they stand right now. You see the standings. Atlantic City, they're in first. They're battling for a division title. Roanoke has clinched a spot with that win, but there's Charlotte and Trenton still in the battle for that last spot.
That's a big game, and of course, tonight's game, right on the line, everything.
And again, once again, if we look at the playoff scenarios, let's take care of it. Now, the Titans, they control one thing, but there's also another thing that they don't control.
Well, first, Richmond must beat Charlotte, and Charlotte cannot even get 1 point out of tonight's game. And of course, the Titans must win tonight. But it's not the Titans must win tonight. But it's not going to be easy against Atlantic City. They're playing for more than pride. A win tonight guarantees them first place in the Northeast Division and also guarantees them the home ice advantage for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
So again, a lot of things are on the line, and right now let's throw it down to our third member of tonight's team, Mick Moninghoff, and he's down at ice level. Mick?
All right, Joe Zidla, likely say the storylines are clear and the battle lines are very clearly drawn as both coaches know what's on the line here tonight.
Basically, I told our team is to go out there, rip out their hearts, play with passion and emotion, and show those 10,000 people that come to watch us how much they care. I think our last 3 efforts have been subpar efforts, and the biggest thing with our team is when we struggle or we go into slumps, is sometimes our effort, and we have to make sure tonight that our effort is better than Atlantic City's, and if we go out there and outwork them and outplay them and outhit them and outshoot them, we're going to walk away with 2 points.
Mike Havlin, you were a former assistant here with Trenton. How sweet would it be to clinch the division here in this building tonight?
Well, it would be absolutely fantastic, for me and the team. But to come back in here, a tough building to win in, and for me, being here and winning so many championships here in Trenton, for us to get a championship in this building would be, something real special for myself.
Joe, we were going to do those interviews live, but I'll tell you what, we couldn't get them in the same room at the same time. And if we did, I would have needed protective headgear. Yeah, bad blood is definitely on the line here tonight.
All right, thanks, Mick. Well, there you see 2 of the leaders for each team. Scott Bertoli on the left, Kevin Colley on the right. Both guys trying to play for different things. Colley and the Bullies, a division title. The Titans just trying to get in. And we'll have the first period right after this. ECH. ECHL Hockey on CN8 is brought to you by Atlantic City Harley-Davidson at the Trump Taj Mahal, Planet Hollywood at Caesars on the Boardwalk, Clarion Bayside Golf and Tennis Resort, and Precision Cars of Atlantic City. Precision Cars of Atlantic City. Bill Armstrong, first season as head coach of the Titans, and a must-win here tonight.
Oh, he sure has. 37-24-10, 592 percentage. He's done a good job as the first-year head coach here. Fourth head coach in 4 years for the Titans.
And on the other side, former Titans assistant coach, head coach of the Bullies, Mike Havlin, looking for his first Northeast Division title as a head coach.
Mike doing a little neck roll there, loosening himself up, getting ready for tonight's game. A lot of pressure on his shoulders as well. He wants to win that first place trophy.
And there are our head coaches, tonight's head coaches, sponsored by Precision Cars of Atlantic City. Titans and the Bullies, 10th and final regular season meeting. As you see, the man who will call the game tonight, Joe Ernst, the referee, and Leo Boylan and Mike McDevitt will work the lines. Titans will go from right to left on your screen, wearing the third jersey, red jerseys now, which I think they're going to make their road jerseys if they were to make the playoffs, as they've done in the last two seasons, and they'll be their permanent road jerseys in next year, 5th anniversary. I think they're trying to probably trying to think up of another jersey to get in line here. So here we go. Beachy will take the opening draw with Spatafora, and Spatafora wins it. Well, he's trying to send one in. Pumped away by Steve O'Brien, who's back in the lineup for the Titans, and now already an early offside whistle. Well, Pete, obviously, we talked about it in the opening. Both teams know what's on the line here, but obviously there's a little bit more on the line for the Titans. Atlantic City will get Reading tomorrow at home, a team in which has given Atlantic City some problems. They beat them the last time, but again, this is such a critical game for the Titans tonight.
Joe, the first minute or two is really important. How the teams come out, how they approach their first shift, that gets them into the game, that wakes them up.
Well, here we go, the puck taken by Zoltek. He goes cross-ice, Charpentier cutting in, try to play it to Beachy off his stick. And it's chipped away by Peter Metcalf, had 2 assists last night, thrown towards the net and deflected to the far wall. Beachy will backhand it there to Zoltek. That's Zoltek, still holding for Charpentier. It rolled off his stick, and Maltby will get there. He gets a bump there. Boy, he got run by Zoltek, and he is down. He is down and out. And referee Joe Ernst did not call penalty, and now some pushing and shoving. Nicolishin coming in. Forbes trying to get at Nicolishin. Spatafora in there as well. And everybody jumping. There was no penalty call on it as well. We'll have to see if we can get a look at that hit, but Maltby shaking up Zoltek, finishing his check already. That's something the Titans are doing better tonight.
Well, they came right out of the gun, right out of the shoot hard. Maltby took that high check up in the face area. Joe Ernst, our referee, was standing right there, decided not to call the penalty. Take a look. You're going to see it coming up right in on the screen. Boom. Ooh, the elbow kind of in the back of the head, but that's because Maltby is a lot smaller. But when his face hits the glass, but we can see from this angle, yes, right there. And you see him immediately go back. He drops the glove, drops the stick. He's in pain. Take a look at it in real time and listen as well. Coming up. Ooh!
What a shot there by Matt Zoltek. And I'll tell you what.
He looks more like one of the boxers coming out of Atlantic City.
All right, and that gives us a good segue here as we go into our injury report. Sponsored by Pace Orthopedic Group and Ace Orthopedic Group. Here we go for Atlantic City, Galway loading, and Mouginel for the Titans. The big one right there is still Apps, the captain. They really miss him, as they do Fisher and St. Germain. But without Apps, he plays with an edge. It brings another element to this team.
Joe, I'm worried more about St. Germain, because should something happen to the goaltender Rutkowski, then the backup would have to come in, Dave Martin.
I tell you what, if we see the shot there that...
Well, we couldn't have the players, or I should say the coaches, together in the interview before the game, but watch right there. Take a look. He's challenging, he's pointing, he's saying, wait till I get you on the ice next shift.
And there's Ian Forbes standing there looking at him. He's probably chomping at the bit, waiting, wishing that Maltby would come after him.
This is the kind of game as an official you'd love to have, but you're also saying, why me? I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on.
Well, Sean Maltby, he's no angel either, but he's a real feisty player. He's actually played for Bill Armstrong. Parts of the last couple seasons, they got a couple stints in Providence, so they know each other very well. And we're back to live action. Here's Ettinger, plays it down low for Bertoli. Bertoli Trying to swing it free, gets taken off there. Hurley in there as well, bumped by Rivard. And trying to loosen that puck free. It's still in the corner. As Nicolishin riding off Bertoli. Bertoli trying to free. It's got his arms free, but cannot get the puck free. And now it's rolled back. Bertoli slides it to the far wall. Rivard bumping him. Bertoli trying to walk out. Bertoli does a shot in front, and it's just deflected wide. I think it got a piece of Yates through traffic, and then it slides back down the other way. And we get an icing call against Atlantic City. Boy, good work there. You see right off the bat, that's the kind of shift you need from your big line to dictate the tempo.
That's what Bill Armstrong wanted. He wanted the intensity. He wanted the action. He wanted the hustle. Bertoli takes the shot. That's Mike Hurley in front of the net screening Matt Yates, but the puck just trickles wide of the net.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bill Armstrong, wouldn't he love to be in this game? He was a real tough, physical defenseman who wasn't afraid to drop the gloves. You know he'd love this game right here.
Joe, you heard what he said before the game. I want to rip their hearts out. How much more physical can you get?
Yeah, well, that's it again, playing with passion and heart. Here's Smith off a turnover. It was blocked, and already another hit, and that was Colley who got dumped. Here's Bitorne for Williams trying to cut in. He chopped it over the net. Kilborn behind the net. In front, Conley. Knuckle shot in front, and a save by Yates. And we're going to get a penalty coming, and now Colley going after. Who is that, O'Brien? I'm not sure who it was. As O'Brien got him, and now we got a big scrum. And here we go. Everybody going. Williams trying to grab. Yeah, he's grabbing Caudron. Holding him off. Caudron trying to get in there. Williams grabbing him. Throws another shot to him. That ties him up. Everybody piling up. Jeff Smith getting in there. He came in sticking up for, B.J. Kilborn. It was Colley that went after Kilborn.
That's right, and I got a hunch Jeff Smith may get a third man in here because it was Colley and Kilborn, the two original combatants. And Jeff Smith said, I'll have none of this, and he jumped in after Colley. And Joe, we're not even 2 minutes into the game. Look what's going on.
And this right here, this is more passion that we're seeing out of the Titans than we've seen the last 3 games. And let's throw it downstairs to Mick Mottinghoff. Mick.
All right, thanks very much, Joe. You know, the Titans are taking their cue from head coach Bill Armstrong after he got done telling us how he wanted his team to rip the hearts out of Atlantic City. In our soundbite earlier, he went in the locker room, called his team in a semicircle for the team meeting, dimmed the lights, called them all in close together, and really went off on a litany of what he needed to have accomplished here tonight. So far, they're taking their cue. They're not backing down from anyone so far. Joe.
All right, excellent work, Mick. Thank you. That's, again, it's a desperate team. You don't win and you go home. If you win, you may still go home. So again, you got to take a look at what happened here. Good chance here, Conley.
Here comes the first shot from the point. The save is made. You see Smith in front, pushing, shoving. But now look at the side. Smith has to jump in as he goes after Colley, who was on top of the Titans player.
Yeah, he's on top of Kilborn.
Yeah. And B.J. Kilborn's only 5'8". And then look at Williams. Wow, what a face there, huh? Is that a mug for posterity or what? And then look at the other guy just sitting there calm, just watching what's going on, waiting to see what the penalties will be called. Mike Havlin, 92 points this year for his team.
I'll tell you what, you knew it wasn't going to be, obviously it wasn't going to be easy for Atlantic City to come in here, especially after last night when they won 5-0. They really took it to the Titans. And while we have a little stop here, let's take a look at the goaltender matchup, sponsored by Mercer County Community College. And there's a Titan starting goaltender, Cody Rudkowski. He's been great all year. A little shaky the last 3 starts. He's had some trouble and has given up 14 goals in his last 3 games.
He has to put it behind him. He has to get ready for tonight.
And on the other side, the former Maine Black Bear, Matt Yates. Very fine year, the rookie. And he's going to probably be the #1 guy with Scott Sterling up in Bridgeport. And you see his numbers, and he had his 3rd shutout last night against the Titans.
Joe, they have to be careful here. It's nice to win the game in the battles on the ice and the fights on the ice, but you have to win the game on the scoreboard. Right? All this other stuff is good. It'll help lead to that, but do not lose sight of the goal. It has to put the puck in the net.
And right now, Joe Ernst, the referee. Now, he's a veteran referee in the American League and also mostly here in the East Coast Hockey League as well. Doing a great job here. Talking to two of the captains, the captain for Atlantic City, Rivard, and Scott Bertoli, who's the active captain, although just wearing an A with Silap's hurt. Talking to both of them, saying, look, here's what's going to happen. I don't want to see a lot of this stuff. That's how you nip it in the bud right away. And now, again, both teams trying to send messages. Boy, this is great. It's going to be a great game. I don't think anybody wants to. Don't turn away from this one tonight.
Matt Zoltek chewing on his mouthpiece. The Titans are going to get a 4-minute power play coming up here. We're totally getting some instruction from Bill Armstrong. And you mentioned how the official tonight, Joe Ernst, is going to tell these guys, I won't have any of this. But you know what? Ernst can't stop it. He can only penalize after it happens. He can dish out whatever the appropriate penalty should be. But if the boys want to play that way, they play that way.
So just you see Mike Havlin looking over, trying to find out, probably wondering what Bill Armstrong's telling referee Joe Ernst, what that conversation's like. Well, we got the penalties here. Colley gets 2 for high sticking, 2 for slashing, and 2 for roughing. J.F. Codron gets 2 for roughing. Those are the Atlantic City penalties. Vince Williams for the Titans, 2 for roughing, and Jeff Smith gets 2 for roughing and a game misconduct for third man in, and he's got to stick up for his teammate. That's a good play by the youngster there, Jeff Smith. Again, you never like to see him get ejected, but that's one you use. You stick up for your teammates. That's great to see.
A double-edged sword there, Joe. Yes, you like to see him do that, but now you're 2 minutes into the game and you lost him for the other 58 minutes. He's not going to be there in the tough, needy parts of the third period. He's gone already.
All right, so 4-minute power play here, and it's a Trigen Energy power play for the Titans. They come in just 3 for their last 40 with the man advantage. They're 8th in the league at 84 for 418, 20.1%. Bullies kill is 9th in the league at 82.2%. Puck sent in by Bertoli. Our wall, there's Ettinger. Up there, Bitorne flushed it out. Held in far point by Steve O'Brien. Down low for Adam Ettinger. To Beachy. Beachy back to O'Brien. For Beachy. Beachy holding. Slides it down low. Ettinger. Ettinger holding back to Beachy. Beachy, wrist shot, and that one blocked. And it's forced back into the neutral zone. That's a big opportunity for the Titans, too. If they can get a goal, you want to get the lead playing against Atlantic City.
And Joe, if they get the goal during the first 2 minutes of the power play, they still have another 2 minutes after that.
Absolutely, and great point there. O'Brien, a long shot through traffic. Tip, they score! Eric Bitorne in front, and that's what they needed. Wham, bam, boom, 1-0 Titans.
Titans showed patience, they showed skill, and they showed poise on that power play. O'Brien, Steve O'Brien, the defenseman who started the year over in Europe, and this is only his 27th game with the Titans this year, quarterbacks the power play from the point. Good hard low shot, stop once, snap around, quick shot there by Bitorne, puts the Titans ahead by 1 here early in the first period. And again, like I mentioned, Joe, the rest of the first penalty gets knocked off. 2 minutes remaining for the second power play.
And there we go. It resets the time, as Pete mentioned. So Bitorne with his 8th of the season on the power play. It's O'Brien and Beachy at 2:44 with the assist. So now they get the second unit on. They kind of mix things up here. Wood trying to play cross ice, lost the puck. And here comes Matska. Matska has Hurley trying to cut him off. A man breaking alone in front. Henkel chopped it wide. For the New Jersey native, Jimmy Henkel just chopped it wide. The Titans caught a break there.
Henkel from Hazlet, New Jersey, almost even the score, which would have been disaster for the Titans after scoring one so early on the power play.
And puck fluttered back out. Dustin Wood's got to be a little more careful when he's got that puck. He's got to make a quick decision. And the puck now fluttered into the penalty box. And there's Eric Bitorne. He's a Philadelphia Phantoms contracted player, American League. He played 30-some games up in the American League. Not real effective here. But down here on this checking line, he's a pretty effective player. And as we see, pretty good. I think it's his 3rd power play goal this year with the Titans.
3rd power play goals, 8th of the year, and only his 33rd game with the Titans.
Puck sent in. Now it's back to Bitorne, Beachy, Ettinger, Bertoli. And looks like it's O'Brien as well back out there in that top unit, or at least the unit that started the power play and got the first advantage. Ettinger down low to Bitorne. Bitorne still holding, pushed up the far wall for Beachy. Back to O'Brien, dragging high slot. And now we got a man knocked down in front of the net. And we're going to get a penalty coming, and I think it's going to be on Eric Bitorne. Bitorne, again, I'd like to see a replay of that. I don't know what happened. He got knocked down in front.
He kind of backed up into the goaltender. He's probably going to sit 2 minutes for goaltender interference. Watch it. We have him isolated. You're going to see a bump. Boom, right there. Oh, yes. Not only did he bump him with the shoulder, he dragged his right leg and took out the skates of Matt Yates. And that'll negate the last minute of the power play for the Titans. as Matt Yates looking for his 23rd win of the season.
And Matt Yates, as mentioned, former Maine Black Bear, their team, his former team in the tournament, it's a goaltender interference penalty. Yates' former team, the Maine Black Bears, of course, boy, what a historic program they've had, a great program. And he came out of it just one of the long lines. Of course, Garth Snow of the New York Islanders, former Flyer as well. He came out of Maine. Great program, some very good players, very good goaltenders as well. So we have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 35 seconds. And then the Bullies will get their first power play. It'll come for just over a minute. And here comes Scott Bertoli in a 4-on-4 situation, racing in, tried a wrist shot, it was blocked. Deflects to the far corner, there's Conley, Sean Conley, edged off there by Ian Walterson, able to get it back, rolls it back behind the net. Jared Eric there, he'll spin it back, plays it over to Walterson. Conley was just picking up his stick, didn't realize it was there, and he'll just flush it back even deeper. Here's Jared Eric out for Jim Henkel. Henkel bumped by Kilborn at center, rolled back into the Titan zone. Now the Bullies on a power play. Conley has the puck. He flutters it, but just beyond the line. He got a break there, but they could have had a clear. Here comes Peter Metcalf, stopping, fakes the shot, now shooting, and he fired it wide of Rutkowski. Maltby the rebound at the far point to Rivard. Lays it over down low, Matska. Rivard trying to go in front, intercepted Conley. It's not cleared out. Kilborn had it, but couldn't clear it. Held in Metcalf, near point Curtin, a shot, and that one deflecting off the boards and wide. Held in Metcalf to Curtin, slides it far wall. Half a minute for the power play. Conley bumps there with Galbraith, slid back out. Curtin holding, still holding, plays it back, point to Metcalf, over to Curtin, one-timer and a save by Rutkowski, the rebound to the near board, turned by Beachy, he can't get it out. Curtin able to hold it in, a shot, and that one hits somebody in front. It comes right to Kilborn, and he flutters one off Beachy, and finally they get it out.
Wow, good pressure by AC, buzzing all around Rutkowski, but a good job by the defense, bending him and not breaking, preventing some of those shots from the point from even reaching the net.
Final seconds of this Atlantic City power play. There's Matt Hernyson tying up a man. Walterson, though, able to hold it in. Walterson spins towards the net, and it's deflected out of play as Bitorne's penalty expires, and a big opportunity there for the Titans. A big penalty kill for the Titans, who are just really struggling lately in the penalty kill. Atlantic City not able to answer, and they keeps the momentum in Trenton's favor.
Absolutely, Joe. In the last 16 penalty kill situations for the Titans, they've allowed 8 goals. That's only a 50% kill rate. That is horrible, but they did a great job for that minute-plus power play for Atlantic City.
And the Bullies with only one shot on that power play, and Rutkowski made the save, kicked it right to the near wall.
Jimmy Henkel was sitting right on the doorstep. The puck jumped right over his stick and prevented him from getting a shot on the rebound.
Now here we go. Back to 5-on-5. Matska sends it in. Matska, former Michigan Wolverine. It was Wolverines in the Division I men's hockey tournament, besting Matt Yates' Maine Black Bears today 2-1. Well, I tell you what, some fine players coming out, some fine programs on both teams. Matska tried to slide it cross ice, no one there. Ettinger snips it off the wall, and Hernyson will play it back down the other way. Walterson will gather it in, no icing. Walterson pressured by Zoltek. Rides it now, far side, taken by James Damone. On ahead for Luke Curtin, and sends it in. Rutkowski paddles up the near boards and back out to center. Jared Eric will fire right back in. And Williams back to get it as he served his penalty time. Chips off the wall and back out to center. Jared Eric, he'll flutter it far side. Munn pressured by Kilborn. Forced an errant pass and taken by Conley. Well, plays catch is taken by Munn to Stefan Rivard. Rolled it ahead, Jade Galbraith dropped it back. Curtin, a shot, knuckling. Ooh, and that one, I don't know, Rutkowski had a little problem with that, and Curtin got hit as he took the shot.
Joe, the shot was not real hard. It fluttered, like you said. Many times goaltenders react on the motion and actually make their move too soon. That time he was able just to get enough of his body in front of the shot.
And puck sent back in, Titans changing up. Well, I'll tell you what, with Jeff Smith out of the game, that's going to put some pressure now on rookie Matt Hernyson, who was just signed 2 days ago. He's going to have to play a regular shift now on the line. So he came right from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And tell you what, he had probably the best chance the Titans had last night in the first period. At a breakaway, he beat Yates, but he hit the iron. Beachy behind the net. Henkel able to dig it free. Jim Henkel lays it out to Matska. Matska with Caudron as well. Sends one into the far corner. Rutkowski, he's going to come out, paddles it off the glove of Henkel. Caudron right there. You got to watch him. He's the Titan killer. He centered one. It deflects down to the near boards. Metcalf bumped by Charpentier. Beachy, a bump there for Caudron. J.F. Caudron to the near point. Metcalf, wrist shot through traffic and a save by Rutkowski. Rebound and a good tie up by Beachy on Caudron. All righty, we will run to a break. The Titans early on with a 1-0 lead on the Bullies. You know what? And it's so loud. I'm getting like so much of that. I don't hear it. Say that one more time. Got it. All right, we're back here to the Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton, New Jersey. Titans an early 1-0 lead. Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies playoff tickets are on sale now. For playoff tickets, call Ticketmaster at 1-800-736-1420 or visit any Ticketmaster location or search the web at Ticketmaster.com. The Titans certainly hoping that they can do something like that and put some playoff tickets on sale after tonight. But as you mentioned, Pete, they need some help. As we look at the Atlantic City bench, they're probably right now, again, just trying to weather the storm. Bill Armstrong, well, hey, if you're Bill Armstrong, you got to be pretty happy with the start of this game.
Well, this team came out with fire in their eyes and fire in their belly. Now they have to fire the puck on net.
Fire and brimstone. That's probably what it was. Dimming the lights. I love that story. And the quotes. Oh, man.
Did he pull a sword out of a stone maybe in the middle of that speech?
Wonderful. Great job by Mick Moneyhoff. That's just wonderful. Dimming the lights, that's great. Now off the draw shot right on to the save. Rutkowski, rebound in front, batted just wide. Boy Spadafora threw it to the net. Maltby got tied up with an open net.
Maltby was looking at an open net. The puck was sitting right at the top of the crease. He couldn't quite get his stick on the puck.
Bertoli able to fight it free to Matt Hernysen. Hernysen, a wrist shot. It's blocked. Puck rolling loose. Yates able to chip it up the wall. Forbes plays it back down low. There's Ettinger. Adam Ettinger for O'Brien. Wrist shot in front, and Yates will glove that. Boy, good lane that time by Atlantic City, the D, trying to clear the area in front away so Yates could see it. Now more pushing and shoving. Metcalf and Bertoli. Spadafora comes in there.
Spadafora, former Titan, played 2 seasons here in this building.
Titans so far already with 4 hits in the game. AC has 3, and getting their fast stats here from Mark Payton, our statistician. There's one man right there, Sean Maltby. He took one of those 4 Titans hits.
Well, he took the biggest one early in the game, just a few seconds in, but he seems to be showing no ill effects, taking a regular shift back on his line.
Off the draw, there's Rivard and Ettinger. Hernysen trying to dig it out. Far boards to Bertoli, trying to play it back down low. Knocked down by Hernysen for Bertoli. Bertoli plays it out to Ettinger. Adam Ettinger trying to come out. Ettinger cycles back down low. Bertoli bumps there with Rivard. Hernysen in there as well. Leaned down by Walterson. Able to gather in the puck, and Ettinger able to knock it free. Ettinger back to Hernysen for Bertoli. Bertoli trying to walk in front. Spun it right in front of the crease, and Ettinger got a stick down, but just couldn't handle the puck. Hernysen behind the net now to Bertoli. Bertoli still holding. Still holding. He's back for Ettinger. Ettinger trying to come out in front. Ettinger trying to shot in front. It bounced free, and Yates got a piece of it, and they'll take the icing.
What good work by that line. Ettinger, Bertoli buzzing all around the net, putting a lot of pressure on Matt Yates, but not able to get the puck on net. The puck was slipping through. It was going just wide. Watch the pressures we see from behind the net. Ettinger waiting. Now will take the shot. I'm not sure if that got through or not, but again, AC needing to clear the puck. There, one bounces through. And then Matska just ices the puck to give his goaltender the well-needed rest. Shots on goal, 7-4 in favor of the Titans, actually. Excuse me, the Atlantic City Bullies.
Off the draw, Zoltek trying to throw it in front, held in high slot. Williams takes the shot and threw a pass down low to Kilborn. He's able to free the puck away. Zoltek trying to chip it in front for Vitorne. It's knocked away. Sent along the far dasher. Took a funny hopping over Vitorne's stick. Now rolled out the center. Conley will chop to Zoltek. He'll send it in as he gets a bump from Henkel. And Cherederic chipped it there. Far wall got a bump. Vitorne then knocked down as he tried to get the puck, and Caudron able to roll it out. Williams slows up an Atlantic City player. Henkel able to get it to Colley. He's got a man coming late, feathered in front. Munn alone, a shot, and off the glove of Rutkowski and in. And Atlantic City answers. He was all alone. There was a missed back check there, and Steve Munn able to break in, and the Bullies tied at 1.
When you're thinking offense, sometimes you don't get back in time. That time Steve Munn, the recipient of a lapse by the Titans, was able to take advantage as he comes in and beats Rutkowski. But it all starts with the hit. Williams tying up Henkel as Henkel absorbs that hit, but the puck slips across, and watch Munn lets it go. Ooh, Rutkowski got a piece of the glove, but not enough as it just trickles over. And boy, that's a happy Steve Munn as he scores only his second goal of the season.
That's a backbreaker for the Titans as well. And the assist going to Colley and Caudron. Again, I think might give that to Henkel. I think it was Henkel that played it to Colley. So
yeah, he was the one on the side of the boards that took the hit.
That one up. Yeah, he made the play there. Puck held in, flip shot in front, deflected over the net. Charpentier down low for Beachy. Beachy, he cycles it back, trying to get it to Charpentier. He tangles up with Spatafora. Trying to strip the puck free, played up the near wall. Galbraith able to roll it back into the Titan zone. Steve O'Brien sliding back, but that's going to be an icing call against Atlantic City. So the Bullies weather an early storm. We're tied at 1, and now we wait to see who makes the next move. So again, with 9:22 left here in the first, and you see big James Damone. Look at that! Look at that! The blonde
hair. Yeah, I got a hunch that's not natural, but James Damone, playing only his 3rd game in a Bully uniform, selected by the Ottawa Senators in the 9th round of the 2000 NHL draft.
A puck behind the net. Hernysen trying to stuff one in. Yates able to get there just at the near post. And here's Hernysen getting a bump from Rivard. And then here comes Edinger, gives Rivard a shot. And there's Hernysen for the Titans. He's got the blonde do as well. There's Rivard, John with him.
Must be a young kids thing.
Yeah, I think it's a junior thing. That's what it is. Dye your hair blonde. I can remember as we take a look at the replay here. Good work by the Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania native, just trying to get that puck in front.
Comes out from behind and they're trying to wrap around, figuring maybe Yates. Ooh, you saw it slip loose there. It's still free. It was sitting about a foot away from the goal line, but good job by the defense to keep it away.
Well, Hernysen, who actually played growing up since he's a Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania native, played for Mike Haviland. And Haviland, of course, coaching in the USA hockey programs. Some of the youth programs here is now a shot glove by Yates and more pushing and shoving. Well, but you like to see this. That's what a battle's all about.
But, Joe, you have to pick and choose your time. You do not want to be called for a penalty in this game. You do not want to put your team at a disadvantage. Yes, you want to play tough. Yeah, you want to mix it up with the other team, but you have to know when to do it. You have to know when to back up and absorb the check and when to deliver it.
There we go. There's Rivard, the captain of the Bullies. He takes the draw with Edinger. And swept back behind the net. Curtin. Oh, trying to handle the puck. Lost the puck to Edinger. Edinger trying to slide it in front. Loose in front. Hernysen trying to get a piece of it. And his stick tied up. And here comes Scott Matska out. Matska, he rolls one past White. Comes into the Titan zone. Rutkowski will reverse it where Hernysen is. Hernysen chips it out a little behind Bertoli, but he gathers it in. Scott Bertoli. He fires it wide. And rolls all the way back neutral zone. Kilborn will hammer it back in. Titans clear the zone. Bertoli able to get it. Titans on a change. Bertoli as well. Shakes free of a check. Bertoli trying to roll it up the wall for Kilborn. He gets stood up by Rivard. And the Bullies will ice the puck down the other way. And we get a stop. So we're tied at 1 here at the Sovereign Bank Arena. And a sold-out building. People still filing in. And there's B.J. Kilborn.
B.J. Kilborn. We called him a mighty mite a few times this season at 5'9", 185, and I think they're stretching to 185. He is the only player to play in all 72 games this year for the Titans. Never took a night off for an injury, never asked for a rest. He puts his heart and soul into every game, every shift, every stride.
Yeah, he always plays hard as he tries to get a shot in there on Joe Talbot. Now puck loose in front of the Bullies net. Cheredek pressured by Zoltek. Conley pinching in deep, knocks the puck free. And Henkel will dig it out. Make a point about Kilborn in our next break. And here comes Talbot. Talbot rolling one in. Colley, he's going to get there first in the far corner. He lost the puck. Williams able to chip it, but not out. Henkel sends back behind the net. Williams will roll up the near wall. Zoltek bumped there by Colley. Cheredek holds the puck in. His shot is blocked. Now Conley will chop it free back behind into the far corner. And Bitorne able to dig it out. Eric Bitorne for Matt Zoltek. Zoltek will dump one in. Jared Eric blocked it. Hinkle the other way for Talbot. Talbot trying to walk in on Forbes. Forbes able to poke it away, but right to Hinkle. And then Hinkle's shot was blocked. Good recovery there by the Titans. Forbes trying to dig it free. Knocked away. Joe Talbot backhanding in front, and a save by Rutkowski. Comes right out to Metcalf. His shot is blocked. Beachy back out the other way. Here come the Titans out of a 2-on-1. Beachy. Now Metcalf gets back, dropped it back. Hurley a shot and a save by Yates with Zoltek in front. And he gives a shot to Hinkle and pushes him right down. He tried to give a shot to Zoltek, and Zoltek gave it right back.
Well, two things happened. After the shot was taken, dead center, Zoltek going to the net, came right up to the goaltender, didn't stop a few feet away, stopped inches away, in fact might even have made contact, and then when Hinkle tried to push him out, he bounced off. Take a look as the puck is dropped. There's the shot. Now watch Zoltek. See, makes a little contact with his stick and the knee. Great play here as Beachy drops the puck. Good hard slap shot. Notice how far out of the net Matt Yates is to make the save, and then after the play, little pushing and shoving here. Nothing called on that. Matt Zoltek, who spent some time here this year, some time up with the Phantoms, one of those real tough, hard-nosed players.
Now we're waiting for the face-off. Referee Ernst was talking to both the coaches again. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I love that. Making a point now to Bill Armstrong.
Ernst doesn't want to call a lot of penalties, but if the boys don't behave, he will be forced to. And there's no problem for an official to fill up the box. And if that's what it takes, that's what he'll do. Although you look at those two guys, you wouldn't think anything's going on. Nicolishin talking to the Titan. It's almost as if they're saying, "Do you want to go to dinner after the game?"
Only if the Titans are in the playoffs. That's probably what they want to do. There's Hurley behind the net. He was talking to Nicolishin for Beachy. Beachy slides it back. Nicolishin able to intercept. Plays it out. Touch pass. Good play there by the Bullies. Here's Jade Galbraith. Galbraith rolls it back out. And drop back Forbes able to intercept. Chopped off the far wall, but not out. Now O'Brien tying up with a Bullies player. That was Maltby. And now Forbes a bump on Galbraith. Puck poke free. Spatafora. Send it out in front. And Galbraith had his stick tied up by Beachy. And able to gather the puck back. Down low for Spatafora. For Maltby. Maltby tangled up there by Forbes. So Forbes kind of got an arm around him, not to run him, to try to hit him from behind.
Exactly so, Joe. Forbes could have creamed him into the boards, instead just eased him off the puck.
That would have easily been a boarding call too as well with his size. Beachy intercepting a pass. Tyler Beachy runs it back down low on the near wall. It was intercepted, taken away by Matska. Scott Matska, who's the center, wrists it into the far corner. Dustin Wood back to get it. Puck bouncing on him, sends it up the near wall. Charpentier knocks it down. He'll flutter one, but not out. Rivard able to hold it in. And Charpentier able to knock it down. Then he got tripped up. There's going to be a penalty coming. Boy, Charpentier got lucky because he didn't clear it at first, but he stayed with it and ended up drawing a penalty.
And then Charpentier was trying to chase that loose puck, but you know what? It hit the linesman and he wouldn't have had the break he thought he was going to get. However, he was pulled down by the Bully, and the Titans will get another power play here with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Mike Havlin putting his head back saying, "Oh, how can we do that?" Take a look at it on the right-hand side of your screen. The puck's going to jump out. Oh, and it's with his leg.
And Matt's put his leg out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Skate to skate. That's just as dangerous and just as much of a penalty as a stick around the ankle.
So Matska for tripping. 14:06. And the Titans on their third power play of the night. They're 1 for 2 tonight. And it is a Trigen Energy power play. The Titans again trying to get the lead back with the man advantage. Bertoli. And now we're going to get a penalty coming on Bitorne. He gets tangled up with Curtin, and I think he's going to get whistled for an interference call.
Either an interference or a hold.
Yep, interference.
That's what he's calling.
Referee Ernst will whistle it off, and that'll take care of the remaining minute 40.
Second time this has happened to the Titans, where they had a power play, and before the power play was completed, they too committed a penalty. There you see Bitorne taking down the Bully player, very obvious, right in the middle of the ice. Our official Joe Ernst had a good look at it and nails him for 2 minutes.
So again, interference the call on Eric Bitorne, as you see. And we'll skate 4-on-4 as a puck flipped in, and Yates able to gobble it up. The Titans were really on the Bullies. Remember, they had a 7-3 shot advantage. It's now 10-8 in favor of the Titans, so they've closed that gap, actually overtaken them.
They've done a good job, players like B.J. Kilburn, doing a good job rushing to the net. Now, Joe, with 4-on-4, a lot of room on the ice, a lot of open ice. This is the time for the better skilled players, not the muckers and the grinders, but the guys that have the speed, the guys that can fly. This is the kind of game they like to play in.
And this is a big shift here because Kilmorn is with Matt Hernyson, Sean Conley, Dustin Woods. He's got 3 rookies with him. And against Rivard and Curtin. Here comes Curtin trying to cut in. Good play. Sean Conley just cut him off and plays it up for Kilborn. Swings it ahead for Hernyson. Had it knocked off his stick back out to center. And here comes Rivard for Luke Curtin. Trying to roll one in. Knocked free. Conley. And tied up by Rivard. And now it's Hernyson trying to knock the puck free. Still battling. Still trying to battle it loose. He springs it out ahead for Kilborn. Good play there by Matt Hernyson. Now Kilborn hits the line. Kilborn slides it near wall. Makes a bump there. He's behind the net. Jared Eric. Bump there by Hernyson. And here comes Luke Curtin. Curtin for Peter Metcalf. Metcalf stopping, waiting. Trying to roll one free. It's knocked away, and Vince Williams will carry it out. Gets a bump from Colley. And then took a whack from Colley. And Colley and Williams with some words.
But Joe Ernst was looking right at them. I'm sure he said something to them. Neither team wants to go back in the sin bin right now.
And they were part of that little fracas early on when the Titans were able to get a 4-minute power play. Sent back in deeper by Charpentier. 25 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Then the Bullies a very brief 20-second power play. Here's Kevin Colley. Colley, shot is wide. Arms off the boards. Rutkowski pokes it. Hinkle able to knock it down. It's tied up and tied up there by Williams. And Williams, boy, he's going to put his arm around him. Just backed off.
Boy,
see this. You're watching it. You know where Ernst is.
Joe, is that a veteran or what? He's going to do something. He says, let me take a peek and see where the referee is. Oh, he's watching. I'm not going to do it.
His back's
but
off.
he was thinking about it. He had his arm around. He said, nah, I'm pulling it back. And that's the guy right there, Jimmy Henkel. He would have been in a headlock. Take a look at it. Watch Williams as Henkel slips around. Now he gets. It's no. But Henkel was holding on to Williams' stick.
Henkel was holding on to his stick. Like Jimmy Henkel, hard to believe that with the year he had, just looking at the All-ECHL teams, Atlantic City didn't have anybody on the All-ECHL team. Titans didn't. I think Bertoli, if he was healthy, would have made that team. But Henkel, what a great year he's had. He's got over 30 goals. J.F. Codron's got 38 goals as well. And hard to believe. Now Rivard, as they have a brief power play, just 8 seconds left on it, sends it in. Matska for Codron. Codron in front. That was blocked, and Hurley will send it down the other way, and that will take care of it as Bitorne comes out of the box. Well, Peter Metcalf in his own end to center off the stick of Galbraith, and then he deflects it with his glove out of play. So we will take a timeout. Again, passionate hockey being played in this intrastate rivalry. Titans and the Bullies tied at 1. Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. There you see it. 3:24 left. The Titans bench. They are in a deadlock with Atlantic City, tied at 1 and a must-win. Well, Titans fans, 2003-2004 season tickets are now on sale. You can experience the 36-game action of the Titans from your very own personal seat. Call a Titans sales representative at 609-599-9500 and tell them you want your tickets for the 5th year, 5 years of riveting hockey coming in the 2003-2004 season. Again, 609-599-9500. Well, Pete, there you see Titans bench and Bill Armstrong, and it's been a pretty effective period. This is probably what I think Bill Armstrong was expecting last night, but it took a night, maybe a night earlier, maybe even a couple nights ago.
Well, better late than never, but you're right. They have to keep this intensity now for the whole game. Titans won that draw. That's their 8th in a row that they've won. 14 of the game.
Here's Galbraith. A bad angle. Shot. Rutkowski adds that to the far wall. Nicolishin knuckling shot. Ooh, that one bouncing now cross ice to the near side. Maltby lost the puck to Charpentier, who will float it out. Ian Walterson back to get it. And Maltby trying to chop it out. Charpentier intercept, played at the beach. He a shot through traffic. Yates, I don't think, saw it to the last second, but it was wide.
That's because Mike Hurley was causing traffic in front, doing what a good winger does, bottle up the middle.
Charpentier off the turnover, trying to cut in. Charpentier slid it in front, that one blocked. And it deflects just outside the line. The Titans are offside as they tried to hold that one in. Williams, he just couldn't do it. The linesman right there, and a good call.
Vince knew he was offsides. He was just dumping it in because to try to get the delayed offside situation, give his team a chance to tag up.
You see Mike Hurley going to the bench as well, and well, he's been a good pickup for the Titans. And again, they need a good collective effort. Great numbers since he's come over from Greenville.
Acquired in a trade for Chris Lynch and John Nail back on January 15th.
Puck sent in by the Titans. Munn, who has the Bullies goal. It's bumped there by Zoltek. Conley able to hold it in momentarily. And Hinkle able to spring it out. Here comes J.F. Codron. Trying to walk Williams. He blocked his shot. And now we got to pushing and shoving the other way. And there's Munn and Zoltek. Munn already dropped the gloves. Zoltek won't drop the gloves. And he's going to send Munn off. He's going to draw the penalty. Smart play by Matt Zoltek, who's been known to have a bad temper. And guess what? He didn't want any part of it.
As I said earlier, Joe, this is the kind of game you're going to have to bite your tongue sometimes, not do what you want to do. You're going to have to wait. Look, he's smirking. He knows. He just drew him in. You see the wink? He just gave a little wink to say, I got you that time. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to swallow your pride a little bit. There's still 2 more periods to play in this game. You'll get them back sooner or later. Take a look in the left side of your screen. They're talking. Zoltek's probably challenging him, but he waits until Munn drops the glove, and then Zoltek just smiles. Okay, takes a push, takes another push, doesn't do a darn thing. Munn's in the box for 2 minutes. Excellent display of courtesy and patience.
Yes, and discipline as well.
Absolutely.
That's something that Bill Armstrong has been preaching to Matt Zoltek all year. So this is the 4th power play of the night for the Titans. They're 1 for 3. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Atlantic City. And, of course, this is a Trigen Energy Titans power play.
Joe, there'll be plenty of times to drop the gloves and pound somebody. Right now, you need to put the puck on the net.
Yeah, puck squirting in front. O'Brien, a shot that was blocked. Puck still loose. Knocked free and plugged out by Ettinger to Bertoli. Boy, bodies flying everywhere. O'Brien, a shot. He fanned on it. Actually broke his stick. And Rivard will intercept and send it back the other way.
Oh, what a tough break. O'Brien creeped into about 40 feet out the top of the circle. There was people in front screening Yates, but he broke his stick on the shot, never went more than 5 feet in front of him.
Here comes Bertoli. Sends it in from center. Yates able to knock it down. Nicolishin chopped it far wall. O'Brien just able to hold that one in. Ettinger bumped there, plays it to Beachy. Tyler Beachy. O'Brien has it. O'Brien holding. Zoltek and Metcalf battling in front. Metcalf, and Zoltek got chopped at there, and Metcalf, extra shot boy. He was chopping at him. And I think they're going to send them both off.
I don't think they're sending Zoltek off.
He's only going to send Metcalf off. And again,
what does Zoltek do? He smiled. It was like Rocky. Go ahead, hit me. You can't hurt me. Hit me. Throw another punch. And then, again, Zoltek just stood there. The pass from Bertoli on the side. Zoltek's, now watch. One elbow, backhand, left hand. And all the time, Zoltek's just smiling. Took 3 punches square in the jaw for the team. Gives a little yap right there as he goes to the bench, but another tremendous effort by Zoltek. This is the discipline, this is the maturity this team has to show.
And it's a roughing call on Peter Metcalf. So 2-man advantage now for 58 seconds for the Titans. A huge opportunity. Ettinger does not win the draw. That he does tie up Nicolishin early. Bumped there by Henkel. Played dug out by Ettinger to Bertoli. 5-on-3 for the Titans. O'Brien back to Bertoli. Bertoli holding. Back to O'Brien. Still holding. Back to Bertoli. Bertoli, a shot in front. It was deflected. And knocked down Hurley trying to get the loose puck. He has it. Mike Hurley settles a bouncing puck, try to send it behind the net. He hit referee Ernst. And it's poked free. Beachy, he was tied up there. Matska floats it, but not out. Held in O'Brien, then headed poke checked away. The race is on. Henkel. Bertoli's going to get there first and able to sweep it away. Now they got a 5-on-2 the other way. Here they come. Beachy to Hurley. They hold. Back to O'Brien, cutting in. A shot, and it hits somebody in front. Curtin chops at the puck and deflects it out of play. Oh, what a rush they had.
First Atlantic City the other way, and Bertoli did a great job cutting off Jimmy Henkel from getting to that loose puck. And as you mentioned, Henkel went down in the corner. They had a 5-on-3 coming the other way, 5-on-2 at one point, but couldn't quite put it all together. Tyler Beachy, who scored an assist on the first goal, gives him 11 points in 8 games against Atlantic City this year with 1 goal and 10 assists.
Now Rivard wins the draw, but they can't clear it. Now broken stick. So in Atlantic City, actually it's a Titans player who broke his stick. It was Zoltek. Now Wood holding the puck. Dustin Wood at the near point almost fell down. And the puck knocked away. Now it's a 5-on-4. Kilborn, a shot from a bad angle and a save by Yates. He gobbles it up.
Good chances during the first part of that power play. Was not able to cash in. They still have 57 seconds to go, but there's only 13 and change left in the first period.
There's Matt. Let's take a look at that save again, Pete.
Bad angle. BJ gets the shot off. Quick glove. Snagged right out of the air by Matt Yates, and he'll hold on for the whistle.
It's the Titans' 5th power play. Just a one-man advantage now for under a minute. Zoltek dumping a man, able to free the puck out to Kilborn for Wood. Far point to Conley, chips it for Charpentier. Charpentier slid it in front. Oh, it bounced free and as a bouncing puck, and time will expire. And now Munn talking with Zoltek, and Zoltek still laughing at him.
Joe, I thought they waited too long in that power play, but they did have BJ Kilborn set up on the far side. The puck was shot too hard and just jumped over his stick. But there's the guy who's been so instrumental in the first period, Matt Zoltek. He'll give a little lip now, but he was great during that period, taking punch after punch, swat after swat, just eating it all now, knowing that discretion is a better part of valor.
And so that'll end the first period, a very exciting first period as well, as the Titans tied at 1. I'll tell you what, Pete, it was important for the Titans to get the first goal, important to play with the lead. Atlantic City answered back, and the Titans were able to get, again, to reestablish themselves. We see coming up in our first intermission, we'll talk with Titans left winger Scott Bertoli. We'll go over the ECHL playoff scenarios and the first period recap. If you're Bill Armstrong, you got to be pretty happy.
Yeah, you have to be happy. Well, you outplayed them, but the score is only tied.
All right, let's throw it down to Mick Monninghoff. He's with Matt Zoltek.
All right, thanks, Joe. Pretty physical first period there, Matt.
Definitely, trying to get under their skin. They're a fast skating team. They're a good team, so we got to stop them by hitting them, and that's what we're trying to do here, and we're going to keep doing the rest of the game.
If anybody was getting under their skin, it had to be you. You drew 2 penalties there. Usually you're the kind of guy that drops the glove, but you're drawing penalties tonight.
I do it in any other situation, but today's just too big. It's the last game of the season. It's do or die for us. Trying to do everything it takes here. Trying to do everything it takes.
I know you're a little tired off that last shift, but right at 5:30, Coach called everybody in, put the lights down, had a low tone to his voice, but he was very direct. What did he say?
He just basically said, "This is it, boys. Step up to the occasion." And he said, "We need everyone in here going, everyone going 100%." And I think that's what we brought the first period, and we just got to keep going here for another 40.
Will this adrenaline carry you into the second period?
Oh, definitely. We're all pretty wild up in there, so we're going to continue here and just keep taking it to them.
All right, thanks very much, Matt Zoltek. Matt Zoltek has right now a 1-1 game here with Atlantic City and the Trenton Titans here tonight. Matt Zoltek drawing penalties and having his way in the first period here tonight. We're coming back with intermission activities in a moment. Welcome back to Sovereign Bank Arena, our first intermission. Minister for our cabin. Welcome back to Sovereign Bank.
Welcome back to Sovereign Bank Arena. Our first intermission is in the book between Atlantic City and Trenton. And right now, joining us in our intermission studio, Scott Bertoli. Scott, the road to the playoffs is a tough one. You've made the playoffs all 3 years that you've been with the Titans. Now in your fourth year, a little bit tougher this time around.
Yeah, we've made it hard on ourselves, and we've kind of left it to the last moment here. And in one sense, destiny really isn't in our hands. We need a little help from some other teams tonight, but ultimately all we can control is what we go out and do tonight. We got to win regardless. The last 3 nights we haven't really showed up, haven't put our best foot forward when everything's been on the line. So hopefully guys will come together and kind of realize the magnitude of the situation here and go out and get the job done.
Bill Armstrong told me before the game tonight that he was proud of the penalty kill, the power play, the goaltending. He says, but unfortunately, we're going to be remembered for our last 3 or 4 games.
Right. I mean, we've had a great year. We battled injuries, call-ups, and whatnot. We were struggling earlier in the year, and we got ourselves back into this spot with 3 wins last weekend. And all of a sudden, these last 3 games, when it's kind of been on the line, we haven't showed up. And I mean, that's all you're remembered for is whether you win or lose, and whether you make the playoffs. And for 3 years we've made the playoffs, been successful, and you're right, like all the fans and people around here are going to remember is whether we make the playoffs or not. And again, like we need to win tonight, and we need to show up, and everything we've done in the past is hearsay at this point.
The coach sensed that the team was a little bit tight over the last week. You sense that too?
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing well. We've been on a great roll. In the last 3 months, we knew we had to play well to get ourselves back into the 4th spot. We've won a lot of games. We've got a great record over the last 3 months here. It's just that everyone else in our division, the 5 teams kind of competing for the 4 playoff spots, have really been putting the pressure on. They've been winning all their games, and Charlotte's been on an unreal run. So now, we're kind of in the position where we're kind of tightening our sticks, gripping our sticks a little too tight, looking at the standings too much, and inevitably, we've kind of put ourselves in this position here.
Scott Bertoli, real quick, you make any calls to Richmond because they're playing Charlotte tonight?
Yeah, hopefully they come out and play like they did against us here on Wednesday night. But again, I mean, we can't be worried about that. We've been worried about that too much this week. We just got to go out and take care of business.
Scott Bertoli, thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
That's Scott Bertoli. We'll come back and continue with our intermission activity in a moment tonight, right here on CN8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome back. 1-1. Welcome back to Sovereign Bank Arena in our first intermission. Atlantic City and Trenton tied at 1. Great game on CN8 tonight. Of course, playoff implications abound, not only for the Trenton Titans tonight, but also for several other teams as we're in the final weekend of play in the ECHL. Let's take a look at some of the playoff scenarios, and we start in the Northern Conference and in the Northeast Division. Atlantic City with 92 points. All they need right now is 1 point in their final games or a Greensboro loss to nail down first place. Now, Greensboro right now, second with 89 points. First place is really a reach for them, but in their next 2 games, if they pick up a point or a Roanoke loss, they'll have second place. Roanoke right now in third with 86, and the Titans, of course, need a win and need Charlotte to lose to stay in the playoffs. We move on to the Northwest Division. Toledo first with 102 with 2 games to play. Cincinnati at Toledo tonight. Peoria just 2 back with 2 games to play. The Rivermen are home and home with Dayton. But then Cincinnati right now with 75 with 2 to play. And Lexington also 75 with just 1 game remaining. And of course, when you talk about the playoffs in the Northern Conference, the first 4 teams in each division get seeded 1 through 4, and they play and then move on. Now, when you go on to the Southern Conference, things are a little bit different because there, a 5th team comes into the mix because they have more teams. And here's how it goes. In the Southeast, well, Columbia's clinched. South Carolina's second. PD, 2 games remaining. They only need 1 point to lock up third. But then Florida, who is 4th, would have to face either Greenville or Augusta in a 1-game qualifier to decide that final seed. And of course, Greenville and Augusta going head-to-head tonight, so that's a big one. Now in the Southwest, Mississippi is set to clinch. They have 92 points and 1 game left. Louisiana, 89 points. They need help to get to number 1. But right now, the battle for 3rd and 4th is huge because Jackson is 3rd with 82. Arkansas has 81, each with 2 games left. The 4th place finisher then goes to a 1-and-done against Pensacola. So you see those last games for Jackson and Arkansas are very important. Nobody in the South wants to go to that 1-and-done 4-5 matchup to decide the 4th seed. So that's how things shake out right now as far as playoff scenarios go. But when we come back, highlights of a very fast and furious first period with Joe and Pete. That's all coming up 1-1 here at Sovereign Bank Arena tonight on CN8.
Take the button off here.
You want it off?
Yeah, I'm taking it off right now.
Why?
They because it was, I think the glare, it was off the lights coming out there. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yes, I can.
Right here.
What do you have for us?
Okay, 2 looks, you got it.
Both of them? Both of you guys do your jokes right little?
Got it. Good. You got it.
What do you have for us, Ken?
What's that? Yes. You got it. Sounds good.
What does he have for us? I didn't hear.
We're going to have Maltby's going to be the first one. He gets. Yep.
Okay.
You got it. That's the Maltby hit. So what I'll do is I'll lead you and say.
And that was Zoltek.
Yeah. I'll say, Pete, Titans need to come out and be more physical right off the hop early on.
Yes, I can.
Takes out Sean Maltby. Okay. I'll set you up for that. I'll just lead you. I'll say right off the bat, Matt Zoltek took matters into his own hands. Okay. Sure. Are you? Yeah.
It's good, guys. Big smile.
Yay! All right. All right, and welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena here in our first intermission. The Titans and the Bullies are deadlocked at 1 apiece. Well, Peter, as we thought, this was obviously 2 teams very desperate. The Titans obviously more desperate, trying to make a playoff spot. Early on, they needed to be more of a physical presence, and we saw that. Matt Zoltek took matters into his own hands early on.
Right from the opening faceoff, less than 2 minutes into the game, boy, did he bring his A game. Watch behind the net as Zoltek crunches Maltby for Atlantic City. He's just laying there. And then Atlantic City on the penalty kill, unable to stop the Titans as they score the first goal of the game. It's O'Brien from the point, getting the shot off. Bertourne in front, just picking up the rebound, smacking it past Yates for the first goal of the game. But Atlantic City comes back. Munn scoring his second goal of this season, assisted by Collie and Henkel. And again, a little mental lapse there by the Titans gave the Atlantic City that advantage.
As we take a look at the first period statistics there, everything pretty even. The Titans early on, remember, they were outshot 7-3 early on, but able to take command 10-2 in the last 8 shots. As we look at that, face-offs, the hits as well, more physical game as well. Let's throw it down to our third man, Mick Mottinghoff.
All right, thanks, Joe. Right here with Mike Havlin. They got your goat a little bit in that first period, drawing some penalties. What'd you tell your team?
Well, we definitely need to be a little disciplined, but I felt we played a good period. I thought we killed a lot of penalties and did a great job, and we just need to be a little more disciplined and just worry about ourselves right now and get back to just getting pucks deep and playing in their end.
Plus, so big to come back from behind on the road. You said you really hadn't played that well on the road recently, and yet you come back and tie the game in the first.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I thought we played well, and it's a tough build, and they're fighting for their lives, and we're fighting for the division championship right now. So the emotions are high on both ends, and as you see that period with both teams, and I think it's going to be a war right down to the end here. But hey, I was happy with our guys for the first 20. We'll go back at it again.
You talk about the emotion, though. Can adrenaline? There was so much of it in the first period. Can that carry a team through? Do you get off your game a little bit because you're too hyped up?
Oh, absolutely. I think we did at times there, and we ended up letting them suck us into some penalties, but that happens at times, but then we kind of settled down, and I think we played a real good period, like I said, and I'm excited about the second.
Plus your penalty kills got to go out and take some time off the clock now.
Absolutely, again, and so far we've done a good job in the first, so it's another. We got to go back out and get it done again.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs to Joe Zidlow.
All right, thanks, Mick. Well, Peter, both coaches' perspective, Bill Armstrong happy with the start. Mike Havlin's got him, as he said, obviously pretty happy because half that period they were killing penalties.
They played a tentative period at some points, played a good defensive period when they were penalty killing. Hey, we're 20 minutes into this game. Both teams are in the game. It's 1-1. Havlin has to be happy. They were outplayed that period. He said he were happy with the game this team played in front of him. I don't think so. I think he'd like to see his team pick it up a little bit, especially the physical end, because the Titans were all over them physically in the first 20 minutes.
And for the Titans, just keep up that in the second period?
Absolutely. They have to keep this intensity. It started, another 40 minutes. They have to keep grinding shift after shift.
All right, the second period is coming up. The Titans and the Bullies knotted up at 1 after one period here at the Sovereign Bank Arena on CN8. Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena as we get set to start the second period, tied at 1. Hey, the Boardwalk Bullies close out their regular season tomorrow night against the Reading Royals. For tickets to the regular season finale, call Ticketmaster at 1-800-736-1420 or visit any Ticketmaster location or search at the web at Ticketmaster.com. That's actually tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. as you see. And the Bullies and the Royals. Pretty good matchup as well. Stefan Rivard and the Bullies looking for a win tonight to clinch the Northeast Division title and not have to have it come down to playing on Sunday.
They'd like to have tomorrow's game a piece of cake. An easy game, they can rest some regulars, but if the Titans have anything to say about that, they're not going to let that happen. But earlier tomorrow at the Boardwalk Hall, the New Jersey High School Senior All-Star Game will be played at 11 o'clock. Sort of a doubleheader down there in that building tomorrow morning.
Some good hockey there. If you're a Bullies fan watching the telecast tonight, you want to check that out, or just a fan of New Jersey hockey in general in the state. The Titans, interesting. Both teams in situations when they have been tied after one period of play. The Titans have a pretty good record. They're 16-6-4, and Atlantic City at 9-8-4. But again, who has the advantage right now, Pete? If you're going in the second, Titans have an early power play of 45 seconds. Who's got the advantage? We're stalemate.
I think it's a stalemate, Joe. I don't think any one team has the advantage. Both teams have played with passion. Titans a little more, but they have to continue this. And that's tough to do for 60 full minutes. Can they do it? Absolutely. Do they have to do it? Double absolutely.
So here we go. The Titans again. 45 seconds left of their fifth power play of the night. 1 for 4. Control the puck. Bertolli goes cross ice, too far ahead for Edinger. He can't get it, and it's sent right back in. So just a half a minute left on this Titans power play. Always tough when you start a period on the power play as well. You're just trying to get your legs on the first couple shifts as well, and Bertolli sends it in. And the Titans can find it here. Edinger deflecting to Beachy. Now back behind the net, Bitorne, who has the Titans goal. Power play gets knocked down, and Walterson will spring it out ahead for Curtin. Short-handed, Luke Curtin, 2-on-2 with Rivard. Drops it back to Rivard. Rivard holding. Got a man going wide in front. Tip shot and a save by Rudkowski. Bitorne out for Bertolli. Here comes Scott Bertolli. We're now back to 5-on-5. He holds. Feathers it far side. O'Brien stopping. Tried a wrist shot that was blocked. Touch behind the net to Beachy. Beachy tied up there. Edinger to Zoltek. Zoltek back down low behind the net. Rolling up the far corner to Beachy. For O'Brien. O'Brien with a lane. A shot in front and a save by Yates. The rebound. Loose in it. Just squirted free from Beachy. Comes back to O'Brien. For Zoltek. Chips it for Edinger. Adam Edinger. Edinger. Leaves it for Zoltek. Spin it back up the dasher. Took a funny hopper right to Beachy for Edinger. Down low, Zoltek. Holding. And a carry behind the net for Beachy. Beachy still holding. Diagonal feed. O'Brien. A shot and a save by Yates. Rebound Rivard. Far wall knocked down by O'Brien again. O'Brien a shot through traffic and that one blocked. Right to Zoltek. Titans controlling here. Deep in the Bully zone. Kilborn. For Beachy, try to send it out in front. It was blocked by Munn. Munn and Beachy Munn trying to get a whistle. Poke free to Zoltek. Zoltek bumped off by Walterson, but Beachy there. Tyler Beachy holding through towards the net. Yates makes the stop. Zoltek the loose puck. Zoltek trying to come in front. He tried to wrap it around. It bounced free and off the far post. It sprung off the far wall. Back the other way. They'll get the icing. What an opening 2 minutes for the Titans.
Titans putting all kinds of pressure around Matt Yates. But you know what, Joe? It seemed like it was almost in slow motion. It wasn't real fast. Great work by Zoltek behind the net. Takes the back end. Look, is you going to see it? Oh, it just bounced behind the goal line, just off that pipe. As you see, notice the pipe on the bottom was the red paint was worn away from being hit so many times. Matt Yates, a little bit lucky, a little bit good. Does a nice job of keeping the puck out of the twine.
Face-off will come to the right of Yates. It's Hinkle and Bitorne. And the draw, they win it off the shot. Rebound chance, Yates, they score! Eric Bitorne following it up. And the Titans, wham, bam, boom, regain the lead at 2-1.
Joe, that was 3 for a quarter. 1 shot saved, 2 shots saved, the 3rd shot goes in. And just as in the first period, the Titans strike early. Bitorne getting his 2nd of the game, his 9th of the season, and again it starts from the face-off as the Titan faithful show their pleasure. We're up the face-off, boom, this first shot, 2nd shot's save, and now look, Bitorne comes in, lifts it up and over the fallen Matt Yates, and that gives the Titans the 2-1 lead early here in the 2nd period.
Yeah, you talked about it. 1 shot he stopped. Then the 2nd rebound attempt was Hurley, and he was down and out, and Eric Bitorne able to shelf it under the crossbar for his 2nd of the night. So Bitorne, I think he got the first shot off. It might have been either he or Charpentier. And it's now a 2-1 Titans lead. Here comes Charpentier cutting in a shot, and Yates took it off the shoulder.
Again, though, Joe, the good signs are they kept going to the net. They kept going to the hole. First shot saved, 2nd shot saved. They didn't stop. They kept going to the net. And it paid off in style.
Here's Zoltek for Beachy. Tyler Beachy, 2-on-2. Hits the line, dropped to Charpentier. A shot through traffic. Oh, it hit somebody just wide of the far post.
Charpentier purposely took his time on that because he knew there was going to be a screen. He tried to put it right between their legs. It was deflected slightly and just skimmed wide of the far post.
Oh, here comes Beachy. Beachy hits the line. He tried to cut into Bertolli. Quick shot, and Yates able to close the 5-hole. Boy, good, quick, snap low shot there. And Curtin able to carry it out. Luke Curtin for Rivard. Back to Curtin. Curtin stopping, waiting. Wrist shot. That one a high riser over Rudkowski. And the near wall, it's Matska. Charpentier lost his stick. Beachy flutters it to the far side. A race is on. Rivard's going to get there first. Charpentier able to get his stick back. And it knocked right out of his hands. Puck loose behind the Titans net. Here's Matska. for Rivard. Rivard holding, trying to walk in front, slid a puck loose off the back of White's skate. Now Charpentier will just ice it in a smart play and just get it out of harm's way and don't take any chances.
Absolutely. Atlantic City had their big guns out that time, and even though the Titans started out this period real well and put pressure in front, scored an early goal, AC is so powerful. They are so good. They have such good shooters, such complete players. You have to keep an eye on them all the time, and that guy Matt Yates, keep your eye on him. So far tonight, he has seen 22 shots, and has saved 20.
22-10, the shots in favor of the Titans. They have outshot the Bullies 9-1 here in the second period and have the early 2-1 lead. Boy, this place is electric here tonight too, Pete. Bullies fans, Titans fans, everybody together, and now we're going to get a whistle and we're going to have a penalty coming. I think a penalty coming. Yep, it's going to be Matt Hernysen away from the play.
Getting called for a charge. I didn't see Joe was off the play. But for the rookie playing only his second game as a Titan, he now put his team down for 2 minutes with 16 remaining here in the second period. Big penalty kill for the Titans. Big power play for AC to get themselves back in this game.
Chip back up, and now the Bullies with a power play. Puck behind the net, Caudron. Gives it now to Metcalf for Curtin. And it's an obstruction penalty that came on Hernysen. Slid down low, Rivard tried to send it in front. Metcalf in a lane. Shot in front. Radkowski, the save. He juggled but covered. No rebound, and there was a couple of Bullies hanging right on each side of the post.
Well, credit Peter Metcalf, the defenseman, who's looking for his third goal of the season. Kind of eased himself into the middle of the ice. Watches the puck comes from the corner. Comes back. I see him skate. Now he shoots. Radkowski out of the top of the crease. Makes the save with his chest, but then has to hold on. Quick snapshot. There's the save. Reaches out quickly with the glove and holds on.
As here we go. Puck back in the Titan zone. Still down a man for another minute, 20 seconds. Caudron. Bump by White, sends it up the near wall. Wood able to knock it down. Rivard, though, able to kick it free to Colley. Squirts out in front. It rolls right free, bouncing towards the net. Trying to get a redirection. Puck still loose. Radkowski diving to cover it up, and then White pushing Colley out of the way, giving an extra shot.
Now here's where White has to back up. He has to take some lessons from Zoltek. Get out of there. The whistle's blown. There's no more damage to be done. Save yourself.
The good news is that Colley is a hothead just like White is, a real physical guy. And he and White talking it over, so that's why I think they let him kind of battle. Or referee Ernst should take them both off. Boy, you got to love the kind of player Kevin Colley is. He battles. As you look in the screen, again, he gets tied up, had his stick tied up there by White, got an extra shot, knocked down Wood. White gave him a shot back. Look at that, and White trying to get at him. He's only 5'9", but he is tough.
Joe, watch the deflection by Colley, putting the puck right on net. That's the tremendous play. And as we're watching the replay, a little more activity on the ice.
White and Colley again.
And they're both going to go. And this, you have not seen the end of this one, believe me. And Colley's going to the bench.
Yep, he got him. I think he sent him off.
He's going.
He's done.
Referee Joe Ernst just pointing to the door behind the goaltender, saying, "You're done for the night, son."
And good night, Kevin Colley.
Joe is like Popeye. That's all I can stand, and I can't stand no more. You just start banging penalties. You let the players play, you let them do what they want to do, but at some point you say, you know what? I have to take control of this game again. You do it, you're gone. And that time Colley stepped over the line. He gets nailed for one. I don't see White in the box, though. Yes, there he is.
White is in the box.
Okay, so White did not get thrown out of the game, but he did get penalized. We'll have to wait and see what's put up on the board.
So again, they were just going after each other. We were talking, showing the replays and then battling. And you got to love it. This is just great stuff to see these teams battle. Well, of course, we're talking about some important scores. This is the most important one, and Richmond helping out the Titans thus far through 20 minutes.
Oh, after one period, 3-1 Richmond. Come on, Richmond. This is big.
And again, monitoring those scores.
Joe Ernst having one of his many powwows now just outside the referee's crease with the captains, with Stefan Rivard and with
Scott Bertoli,
explaining what's going to happen, what the procedure is, how the penalties are going to be stacked up. Still waiting to see what gets put up on the board. They haven't done that yet. The linesmen, those are the guys that are really getting a workout tonight. Boylan and McDevitt, they're the ones that have to break up these two combatants every time they come together. Wiping the sweat from his brow. That's not the first time he's done that tonight.
Is this a big game or something? Is this a real big game here or something? Everybody's in the building, everybody's sweating, everybody's battling. Boy, it's look at our cameraman, look at that.
I like that helmet just perched on top of his head.
Make sure he had a helmet on, that's perfect.
All right, let's see what goes up
got
there.
a 5-minute, I think he spared him. I think that's what happened when we were looking at the replay. He gets a 5-minute major for sparing and a game misconduct.
Well, that's
Kevin
what
Colley's done.
That's why he was tossed. But what did White get? I haven't seen that, unless he got 2 in 5 and White got 2, and the initial 2s negate each other.
And wait and see. So now 4-on-4 for a minute 13.
Just a misconduct on White, no time penalty.
He gets 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. So I think Colley might have got an extra 2 in there somewhere because there's no time on White's penalty. So here come the Bullies, 4-on-4. Caudron, he's hooked there by Conley. Good play, stayed with him, but he's going to get whistled for hooking. And then Caudron trying to come in and finish the check, and Conley got on him. So it's going to be a hooking call. And again, that will put Conley in the box.
Take a look at it. There's the quick shot. It seems to be pass. Connolly gets hit and kind of brings up the elbow right in Caudron's face. Caudron shaking his head, almost shaking off the effects of the forearm.
Well, he is so quick, you cannot let him get behind you or even get beside you. Because if he gets a pass, he's so quick, he's got a great first step. And really a key in hockey is speed, and speed is something that can kill you at each level. You see Zoltek there, a big hit. Boy, these teams battling. But Caudron's so fast. How many times have we seen that even in our telecast this year where Colley's caught somebody flat-footed and he's been able, or Caudron's caught somebody flat-footed and able to take advantage of that.
All you want is for your guy to take his eye off you for a second. You want that one initial advantage, and then you can exploit it. So now there's a lot of room on the ice as the Titans only have 3 skaters. Atlantic City comes out with 4.
Conley for hooking, and that'll give the Bullies a Trigen Energy power play. They're 0 for 3 tonight with 5 shots. So 4-on-3 for 34 seconds, then Hernysen will come out, and then we'll be 4-on-4, about another minute and 18 or 19 seconds, and then the Titans again, that 5-minute major on Colley. Not going to get much time. Is Rutkowski able to glove a little deflected flipping?
Strange period here, Joe. A lot of action, a lot of stuff you don't normally see. A very dangerous penalty in spearing, which gave the Titans the big 5-minute power play, but then the hook by Connolly negated a big portion of that. And again, 4-on-3 out there. The Titans need to weather this storm. The Bullies need to put one in to tie the game.
Watch Curtin from that far point. Metcalf, hold off his stick. Wood pressuring Rivard. Rivard plays it up to Metcalf. 10 seconds on the 4-on-3. Metcalf winding up, fakes the shot, plays it to Rivard. Back to Metcalf. One-timer. Rutkowski the save. The rebound loose. Still loose. Kicked out to the near circle. Wood able to backhand it out. And he'll play it down the other way. And now we're back to a 4-on-4 situation.
Cody Rutkowski getting the biggest part of his body, his chest, right in front of that shot, squaring himself well to the shooter, making a good save.
Well, here we go. 4-on-4. Rivard holding. Slides back behind the Titans net. 4-on-4 for another minute, and then the Titans will have about 2.5 minutes of a major penalty power play. Here's Adam Ettinger. Metcalf fell down. Ettinger cutting in. Ettinger. And Metcalf, a great recovery to get a piece of it and a block. Williams trying to walk out. He lost it, and they'll send it back down the other way. This is going to be an icing call against Atlantic City in this 4-on-4 situation.
That was former Titan Paul Spatafor giving up his body, diving at Ettinger, just knocking the puck away. Wow. Take a look at Ettinger when he comes over the blue line. See, he catches a break right there as Metcalf falls down. Now watch the dive. Paul Spatafora, the former Titan, extends his whole body, just knocks the puck off of Edinger's stick, preventing him from going in one-on-one against Matt Yates.
Off the draw, O'Brien to Williams, 4-on-4, flip shot in front, Yates made the save and he dropped it. Munn up the near wall. Williams a bump there on Maltby, will force it back behind the Atlantic City net. Half a minute left on this 4-on-4 situation. Walterson, headmans for Spatafora, cross ice now to Maltby. Maltby trying to break in Williams, leaned on him, and he's going to go tumbling into the boards. He leaned on him, and then Maltby lost an edge. And then, we give a shot, I think, below the belt to Williams. He got away with one. Munn flips a shot that Rutkowski will glove.
Joe, Williams was the person who got away with one right there. As Sean Maltby was on the ice, and Williams from up on top gave him a little shot. Maltby skating without his helmet, and this is why. Good job by Williams here to ride him off the play, hits him, he goes into the boards, and if we can follow it through, see Maltby saying, why not a penalty? One punch up, and if he rolled a little bit more, you would have seen Williams one punch down. So I guess Ernst said they were even, and he let it go.
Off the draw, Wood controls to O'Brien. Just 10 seconds left on Conley's penalty. And the Titans will then have their sixth power play of the night. Here comes Edinger in the neutral zone. Backhands it ahead. Too far for Wood, but he's able to reach and deflect it in deep. Now the Titans with a man advantage. Edinger tying up there in the near corner. Puck squirts free. Henkel has it. And Jimmy Henkel will play it out for Scott Matska. He's poke checked in the neutral zone, but Tournay flocks him. And he's able to play it back smartly back to his own zone. Nicolishin for Cherederick, and he'll send it back down. Well, the Titans with just over 2 minutes, 2:05 to be exact, on a major power play, a Trigen Energy power play.
And Joe, because it's a major, if the Titans were to score, the player does not come out of the box. He must hit all 5 minutes. The Titans can put as many pucks in the net as they can.
And errant pass sent back the other way by Atlantic City. O'Brien to Bertoli. Got to really bear down here ahead for Beachy. When you get a 2-goal lead, that'd be big. Beachy sends it in. Flex to Nicolishin, he bounces one. It's just taken out by Curtin back out to the neutral zone. O'Brien waiting for his teammates to clear, sends it in. Yates will knock it down. Puck turned up the wall and back down the other way by Nicolishin.
Great job by Atlantic City, doing a nice job clearing the puck out of the zone. Titans trying that dump and chase. It's not working this time. The forwards are not getting into the corners quick enough.
Minute 15 left on this Titans power play. Bertoli's pass behind Kilborn, plays to Karam and able to settle and send it in. Metcalf, bump there. Hurley able to hold it in. They say it hit a stick, and they're going to keep the draw down in the Atlantic City zone.
Linesman says it deflected off both players. And we see a happy fan there with the Flyer jersey. He got that puck as it popped straight up and then right down just on the other side of the glass.
Here we go. Face-off will come inside the far circle to the right of Matt Yates, Rivard, and Kilborn. Won by the Titans. Wood. Far point, Hurley sends it off. Zoltek stick back behind the net. Kilborn chopped it to the near corner for Charpentier. Charpentier walks out to the point for Wood. Wood, wrist shot through traffic and a save by Yates. Hurley, actually Kilborn was actually behind him. And Hurley knocking one down with a stick above his shoulder, Wood touching up. I think it was a smart play because if Curtin gets that, he might have an angle on Wood, might be able to get in on a good chance.
You have to do it, but the mistake was even going after that puck above the height of 4 feet. And because they were on a power play and they played a puck above the height of 4 feet, the faceoff comes all the way back deep inside the Titan zone.
And one shot thus far, the Titans, on this major penalty power play. Again, they only had half of it because of Conley's penalty. Reached part of it. There's a 4-on-4 situation as well. 49 seconds left on the man advantage. Here's Spatafora. Made a great play on Edinger the other way just a few minutes ago. Prevented the Titans from maybe even taking a 2-goal lead. Here's Wood for Kilborn. Sends it in. Our board's knocked down by Charpentier. To the far point, Hurley. Hurley to Charpentier, holding. Back to Hurley for Charpentier, still holding. Titans on the perimeter, a shot in front, and a save by Yates. Rebound to Kilborn.
Oh, he saw Zoltek on the other side. He was trying to slide that one across. Decoy, make it look like a shot, but Zoltek, left-handed shot on the right side, was poised just off that near side post.
Charpentier a shot, that one blocked. Zoltek able to gobble it up. He sends it back behind the net, but there's Scott Matska. And Matska will turn and play it ahead to Spatafora. Spatafora, now we're back to 5-on-5. Ramon, who is serving the penalty, plays it to Caudron, a shot. That one blocked by Conley, then sent back in front, and that one blocked again by Conley, and Wood will play it out to center.
Boy, 2 big stops by Connolly. Should that puck have gone through, that was dead center.
Here comes Edinger with a step, cutting in a shot. He hit the side of the net. Oh, Intermission recovered at the last second, then broke his stick. Edinger sends back behind the net. Charpentier tangled up by Walterson, sent back out in front by Hernyson with Caudron able to intercept. J.F. Caudron going wide, dropped it back for Galbraith. He had it poke checked away by Conley. Edinger gathers a loose puck. They might have a 3-on-2. Adam Edinger holding, slid in front for Bertoli, and he just couldn't get a piece of it. Intermission will send it down and ice the puck.
2 great plays by Intermission as the fisticuffs continue here on the Sovereign Bank Arena ice.
All right, we're going to have to take a timeout here. 9.5 left in the second. The Titans a 2-1 lead on Atlantic City here on CN8. Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. 2-1 Titans. Here's Edinger with a great chance.
Good chance. Did you notice the slash, the 2-hander he received from the AC player? And then as the whistle was being blown, both guys, Vince William and Caudron, there's a little howdy-do back with each other. A little face wash there. Both guys will sit in the box for 2 minutes for roughing.
They're battling and battling. Here you see Sean Conley. He just returned from a knee injury. Missed almost a month. Suffered it on March 1st against Roanoke. Came back and played pretty well last night in his first game back. Shaking off the rust, and he's been called for a penalty here in the second, but he's made some nice plays as well. And this Titans team battling, playing like, I think, a desperate team. And that's what I think Bill Armstrong wanted. Wanted them to just go out there, play hard, and let them control their own destiny.
Joe, it would be unrealistic to think that you can play 72 games at this level, at this intensity. But the Titans should have been at this intensity for the past week. And until tonight, this is the first time we're seeing it in about 5 games.
Here comes Caudron. Laid it out for Jade Galbraith. Back to Caudron. Caudron tipped it away. And taken back out to the neutral zone. Munn pressured by Hernyson. Forced a loose puck. Here's Edinger. Edinger able to grab it, going wide. Edinger holding, slid it in front. Bertoli, a shot, he scores! What a pass! Adam Edinger and Scott Bertoli finishing it. Wham, bam, boom. 3-1 Titans.
Joe, as I watched that play develop from up here, I thought Edinger was too far behind the net. I didn't think there was any way he could slip that pass back to Scott Bertoli. But Bertoli, the Princeton graduate, does what he does best. He kept his stick right on the ice and slid the puck right on the ice past Matt Yates to give the Titans a 3-1 advantage. Watch Edinger as he comes down the left side. He's going to go around. Waits now slides in the front. Bertoli reaches fully extended with his stick, then grabs the puck and slips it just past Matt Yates. Again, great play by Adam Edinger. There's the pass, there's the shot. Yates gets beat, and the Titans have a 3-1 lead.
And a big goal for the Titans. You know what, Pete? In big games, your big players have to step up. And tonight, I'll tell you what, they're getting that. They got a couple goals from Bitorne, but again, Matt Zoltek drawing some penalties. Bertoli and Edinger. Boy, I'll tell you what, a great play there to give the Titans a 2-goal lead. Here comes Rivard. Had it stripped away by Bitorne. Bitorne puts it back behind the net. And Wood takes it out.
And Joe, that's what it takes. Bitorne back checking, coming back to help the defense, playing defensive style. You have a 2-goal lead. Are you going to sit on it? No. But you do have to come back and help the defense, and that's exactly what he did.
Puck flipped back into the Atlantic City zone, and this place, man, is it loud here tonight. As it's chipped back up, sent back the other way. It hit a Titans player stick, no icing.
Joe, over 7,000 in the building here tonight. They had almost 10,000 last night in Atlantic City. It's great to play in front of big crowds.
And a great rivalry, too. More importantly, 2 big crowds for a hockey game, 2 big crowds for an ECHL hockey game as well. O'Brien, to the far side to Zoltek. Plays ahead for Beachy. He'll flip one in, hoping for Hurley first. He was shy of center, and they wave off icing at the last second. I don't know if we'd have heard the whistle anyway. O'Brien knuckled towards the net. Yates reaching, and he missed it. Charpentier back into the corner. Beachy for Charpentier. Charpentier trying to circle around to check Jared Eric. And the lean on him as he fell down. Hurley in there as well. Tipped up the near wall to Beachy.
Joe Ernst, his arm flinched on that. When he got pulled down, he kind of flinched, said, nah, I'm not going to call it. He thought about it, though.
They cycle it out, and Beachy plays it cross ice, but back to the neutral zone. Forbes plays it to O'Brien. O'Brien settles it in. Spatafor able to knock it away. Chopped away by Beachy. And then turns around. Will chip up the near wall. Joe Talbot. Cross ice. Walterson knocks down a puck in midair, and Conley able to chop it away from him. Williams will flutter back. And in the Atlantic City, right in front of their bench area, they were making a change. It was close to almost too many men on the ice penalty.
Well, if the puck hits you, you're okay. You can't play it intentionally. Then it's too many men on the ice.
There's Munn for Caudron. Caudron backhanding up the near wall. Galbraith cut off there by Conley as they battle. Hinkle trying to dig it out. Williams up the near wall. Charpentier trying to get it out. Back now for Williams to Charpentier. He'll send it back out. Nicolishin for Munn. Steve Munn has the only Atlantic City goal. It passed to Galbraith. Feathers for Hinkle. Hinkle trying to break in. Had a poke checked away by Conley. Then Williams stood him up with a thunderous hit.
But Joe, he's a New Jersey kid. He can handle it.
That's right. Absolutely. Bounced right back. I think he was trying to draw a call. Here's Hinkle in front. A shot and a save. Brinkowski. Rebound out. Nicolishin. His shot is blocked by Charpentier. Comes right back to Hinkle. He holds for Caudron. Caudron had it stripped away by Ettinger. Feathered far wall. Knocked free. Charpentier back the other way. Charpentier with Hernysen coming. Holding. Dragged it around the check. He comes and he scores. What a play. Highlight reel play. Marco Charpentier. Wham, bam, boom. 4-1 Titans.
We knew this kid could score goals. The past 2 years playing in juniors, he had over 50 goals each season. And you will never see a goal better than that one right there. What moves, what poise, and then a backhand shot to beat Matt Yates. Wow. And it all starts from behind it. Watch Williams take Hinkle out of the play. Boom, puts him up in the air. Hip first into the boards. And then watch Marco on the left-hand side of the screen. Nope, cut in. Dipsy doodle move. Fake forehand, going to backhand. He has Yates fully extended. Beats him over the shoulder. 4-1. An outstanding move.
And that sinking feeling, Steve Munn, he was back there and he got walked, and Charpentier finished him off.
Charpentier scores his 14th of the season, and none prettier than that.
4-1, the Titans have the lead. Kilborn in the neutral zone sends it in. This place is absolutely chaotic. Charpentier from Williams at 13:57. Now here's O'Brien, Bertoli bounced it in. Ettinger with Hernysen coming wide, dragged it around a check, tried to stuff one in, and Yates just able to stay at the near post. Near point, O'Brien cannot hold it in. Has to regroup neutral zone, chips it off the glass. The Titans will clear the zone.
Now the Titans can't stop this play. They're playing hard. They're playing with intensity. Yes, the score is 4-1, but Atlantic City's too good to give up.
Here comes Ettinger for Hernysen, a flip shot in front, and Yates redirects that to the far wall.
Bertoli was right there looking to redirect. He just couldn't quite get his stick on it.
Here comes Maltby, forced wide by O'Brien. O'Brien just stays with him, bumps him. Forbes able to knock a puck free. Back behind the Titans net. Sean Maltby with O'Brien leaning on him. Free Ernst to move the puck. The puck is loose. Trying to move and dig it out. Forbes, they're all battling. Bertoli able to dig it out. Good work there. Good individual battle there. One. O'Brien staying with it. Gets an extra shot to the back of the head from Maltby. Maltby gives him a shot. Now they get pushing. Now he drops the glove. Bertoli. And look at that. O'Brien gets a couple quick ones in on Maltby. Steve O'Brien, he's got the visor off. He's not known for this. Now he switches hands and hits him with a couple lefts. Trying to knock him down. Swinging away. Swinging away.
This is better than the last two fights in Atlantic City.
Maltby, he got a couple in there. The linesman now stepping, now waiting to step in. O'Brien with a couple right. Steve O'Brien and Sean Maltby.
Now they're tired, Joe. Now they can't throw another punch.
He gets a quick one in. Maltby, a right hand. O'Brien. And they let him go. How about that, Steve O'Brien?
Joe, if you saw the play from the beginning, Mobley hit O'Brien after the play, hit him a second time, hit him a third time, and then O'Brien said, I'm coming after you.
Titans up by 3 here in the second on CN8. Welcome back to a Rock'em Sock'em hockey game and a rockin' and rollin' Sovereign Bank Arena. The Titans treating the home fans to a 4-1 advantage right now in the second. And Pete, they've just taken over. They've had the momentum, and it's starting to snowball for them.
They've continued with the hard hitting. They're continuing by not retaliating. That time O'Brien said enough is enough, and he went after. But they're going to get coincidental, so I don't think either side's going to get an advantage. Watch as the slugfest starts. O'Brien early with some rights. Motley doing a good job as well. The helmet's going to get knocked off O'Brien right there. And this was a 2-rounder. They keep going. Notice the move by O'Brien. Switches to the left hand. Now pounding over the top. Both players getting in some good punches. Some missing, some hitting the shoulder area. And is the crowd pumped up?
That's Dennis the Dancing Usher right there. He does that every home game, and look at that. He's firing them up. He said the other night against Richmond, you were here, he said, I got up, it was 3-1, I tried to get him fired up, nobody did anything.
He's the best dancer since Gene the Dancing Machine.
That's right, absolutely. That's a great call right there. Gene the Dancing Machine.
Looks like both players are going to get 5 minutes each for fighting, and because there's less than 5 minutes remaining in the second period, they'll send both players to the locker room.
How about Steve O'Brien? And I tell you what, that's great stuff. He was a healthy scratch last night. You know he's got a lot of pride. He probably didn't like that, and he's come back and he's responded here tonight as an assist and also a big fight there.
Joe, he's not known for his physical part of the game. He's a goal scorer, even though he's a defenseman. He's a very offensive type defenseman, but he got into the play that time and did a great job.
He had been struggling lately, and I want to tell you what, responding here tonight, and he just wasn't going to take it. They were jockeying and behind the play, and he kind of walked out of the, you see it out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
Ernst didn't see it, but he punched him in the back of the head, and he said, that's enough. Here's Zoltek for Kilborn. Kilborn trying to cut in, trying to miss shot. That one was partially blocked. Zoltek bumped back behind the net, trying to chop it free. Matt Zoltek trying to come back from out behind the net. Has 2 players on him, gets knocked down, and trying to get free. Now the Bullies come back out. They might have a chance, and an errant pass slides away from Caldron. Wood hustling back. He's got it, and able to make the play to chip it to White.
But look at the speed of Caldron. He made up a lot of ice in a very short period of time.
And again, the Titans a 4-1 lead here. Richmond, as we told you earlier, they're now in the second. They have a 3-1 lead on Charlotte. So a Titans win and a Charlotte loss in regulation would get them into the playoffs. So the Titans taking care of their business, as we said they had to, first and foremost.
Absolutely, and they're doing it the same way from the beginning, opening drop to now.
There's Curtin, dropped it back. Matska shot at a save. Rutkowski looked behind him, but no rebound.
Joe, I can't understand how a goaltender can come out to the top of the crease, square himself to the shooter, make the save, but yet still have to look behind him. Watch the drop pass by Luke Curtin. Right there. Good right-hand shot, power shot by
Scott Matska.
And then the save is made.
And Matska, good chance there. And there you see Rutkowski, 16 saves. And I'll tell you what, one of the interesting things too, we're giving you the update of the Richmond-Charlotte game. You will not see, if people are here in the arena, they're not seeing anything. The Titans, Bill Armstrong, the coaching staff said, we don't want that score on the board. We don't want anything. We want to just focus on this game. Matska, one-time shot wide of the near post this time. And now a man taken down, and Hernyson's going to get sent off. I think it's a good thing. You just want to focus on the game.
Oh, that's it. But this is not good for the Titans. It's going to be a 2-minute penalty with just 2:42 remaining. It looked innocent enough. It was along the sideboards. But Hernyson's going to sit again in the box. Those flowing gold locks coming out of the back of his helmet are going to be turning red from embarrassment and anger should Atlantic City score on this power play.
This is a real critical situation right here because you're right. If AC does score here, they get to within 2 goals, maybe 2 goals heading into the third period, and they have some momentum. The Titans want to keep the momentum here. So here we go. It's a Trajan Energy power play for Atlantic City. And AC, Metcalf trying to hold it in, cannot. That's going to be an offside whistle against Atlantic City.
Metcalf figured he'd get a delayed offsides on that situation, but our linesman blew it right away, taking the face-off just outside the zone. There's Scott Bertoli. Missed over a month of the season this year with a injured elbow, but came back strong.
Atlantic City 0 for 4 tonight with a man advantage. 6 shots. There's Rivard. Shot blocked off by Redkowski.
Boy, big save using that right pad, just extending it.
And a walk in front of shot. That one chopped wide by Curtin. Now back out to Metcalf.
This is why you have to watch it. They have all kinds of snipers out there for Atlantic City. They're not in first place for nothing.
Ford chops it to far wall, but Curtin holds it in. Matska down low for Caudron. J.F. Caudron. Back to Luke Curtin for Peter Metcalf. Now down low to Rivard, trying to slide it in front. It was blocked, and Ettinger will turn it back the other way.
And notice Ettinger didn't just shoot the puck up the ice, he angled it off the boards.
Here's Curtin quickly on the counter, floated towards the net. Redkowski able to block a pass. Galbraith would have been in alone, but right in front of the crease.
Sometimes the goaltender plays as a third defenseman. Did a great job just deflecting that centering pass.
Now Galbraith holding. Far circle, one-timer. Redkowski the save. He's down. It's behind him. Bertoli able to gather the puck into the corner. Now Talbot for Metcalf. To Curtin with 40 seconds for the power play. Back to Metcalf. Shot through traffic. It hit somebody in front and just went wide. Galbraith. They're buzzing around the Titans net. Digs it out. Curtin couldn't hold it. It bounced back out to the neutral zone.
Wow, again, the puck all around. Some good shots from the point. Sometimes Redkowski looked behind him. He had no idea where the puck was.
The Tournay a steal in the neutral zone. He'll just backhand it slowly in. 18 seconds left in the power play. Final minute of the second. Titans ahead by 3. Here's Talbot. Slides it far wall. Kilborn able to intercept the lazy pass, and he'll clear.
DJ Kilburn just picking up that loose puck, spinning around, taking off more time from the clock.
And now we're back to 5-on-5 as Hernyson comes out of the box. Caudron holding, cutting in a shot. Redkowski took it off the shoulder. Nice save. Then it's loose in front and deflected away by Hernyson. Walterson flip shot in front, right in front into the pads of Redkowski. It lost his stick, but closed the shop. 28.9 seconds left here in the second.
Cody Redkowski making some saves. Some on that gentleman right there, Cauldron, as the Bullies did a nice job on that power play, buzzing all around. The Titans, they were bending, but they didn't break. They did a nice job collapsing around their goaltender, clearing out some rebounds. Because Redkowski left some rebounds out in front, but the Bullies were not able to tuck any home.
Here's Walterson. Tried to play it. Soft passer Wood able to knock it away from Caudron. 20 seconds for the period. Slid back out. Walterson through traffic. A shot hit Redkowski right in the shoulder. Rebound Waco. What a save by Redkowski. Again. They pile up in front. It's batted away. And we're going to get a penalty coming with 13.1 seconds left here in the second.
Cody getting his work in here in the last minute of the second period. As 2 great saves as the puck was right on the doorstep. The first one, I don't even know if he saw it. It hit him in the shoulder. Watch this pressure. Here comes the Powerade save of the game as the shot's deflected. Look, hits him up in the chest area, high in the throat area. Another save on the back end. There's a whack by Matska. The play in front. There's the cross check. Looks like White's going to go for a cross check. There's the save. Second shot, save as he stacks the pads. Watch, left middle of your screen, you see Cam White cross-check the Atlantic City player, and for that he'll sit 2 minutes with just 12 seconds remaining here in the second period.
That's what the call is. Far point, Curtin holds it. Through it, screen and some traffic, and that's wide of the net. 2 seconds left. Dug out Rivard. He's bumped by Bertoli, and that'll do it as we end the second period of play. And what a battle for the Titans. They came out and they respond with 3 straight goals in the second period. They had a 4-1 cushion. Look at Bill Armstrong. You think it's a 4-1 Titans lead? I don't think he thinks it is.
No.
Still barking about it.
Joe, I don't know how they do it. We're just announcing the games. I'm exhausted up here. I mean, the intensity is draining me, and I'm just talking about it. A great, great second period.
We are through 2 periods. The Titans a 4-1 lead. And I'll tell you what, Pete. You mentioned something, too. When they have a 2-1 lead, you said they have to keep playing this way. They can't stop. They can't let up. I don't think they did. They kept battling. They worked hard. They were just chipping and chipping away and just to play very, very well.
Joe, they did not even take one shift off. They played hard the entire time.
All right, let's throw down to Mick Moninghoff on the Titans bench. Mick.
All right, right here with Marco Charpentier. And Marco, great goal is to give your team now a 4-1 lead through 2 periods.
Well, I think we're going to bury our chances because last night we had a couple of 2-on-1 like we had tonight, and we didn't score. So tonight we buried our chance, so that's why it's 4-1.
Supercharged effort tonight. Have you been in this kind of situation throughout your career? I mean, a do-or-die game like this?
Yeah, I was in the playoff last year, not last year, 2 years ago in junior. We were like 3-1. We had to win, and we won in overtime, so it's exciting to play like that. Sold-out arena, it's exciting.
I don't know if you know, but Richmond helping you out. They had a 3-1 lead through 2 periods, so looks like you're on your way.
Yeah, we didn't know that. We didn't want to know that, but we're going to still play our game, and if we got to win. If we're not winning, it doesn't matter. So if we win the game, we'll see after.
Marco, great job, and good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Marco Charpentier. We'll come back and continue with our intermission activity here at Sovereign Bank Arena tonight. 4-1 with the Titans out front of Atlantic City. Stay with us on CN8 this evening.
Through 2 periods. Through 2 periods here at Sovereign Bank Arena. Through 2 periods. Through 2 periods here at Sovereign Bank Arena on CN8 tonight with the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies and the Trenton Titans. Right now joined by Kevin Colley of the Boardwalk Bullies. And Kevin, you have been playing on the #1 line this year for Atlantic City. You guys really racking up the points. Very consistent play.
Oh, it's just goes to show through our coaching and just, you know, all my teammates. Just any line you put together, it's just there's a lot of talent, and you know, it's just you know, individually it's been going well this year, and same with a lot of my teammates.
Last season, Atlantic City finished third, went on and won the division through the playoffs, but a chance to clinch when it comes time for talking about regular season division championship. As you've seen the improvement by leaps and bounds over last year's team.
Yeah, it's a real big game for us, and like I said, we're trying to clinch tonight, and you know, just get home ice is huge in the playoffs. So we're going to try to get as many home games in as we can, and we're looking forward to get the playoffs on our goal.
We have seen Atlantic City and Trenton go head-to-head a few times, and I mean, What does Mike Havlin say? He's a guy who was an assistant coach here for a couple years. Now you're head coach. Does he give you that any inside stuff or impetus to go out and basically lay at the Trenton a little bit?
Well, that's the way both teams are against each other. It's just a big rivalry, and Javi was here, and he wants nothing more to come in here where he spent a few years and to win. It just shows that he's doing his job and he's doing it well, and he gets us his pregame speech. He gets us all excited and ready to go, and it won't be any different tonight.
Now I know that there's a little bad blood between these two teams. I mean, does that really come to the forefront in a game like this? Sometimes the coaches don't want to be in the same room together. Sometimes even the broadcasters don't talk to each other.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's just one of these games. It's just a lot of hype right now, and there's a lot of, I don't know if you want to say superstitious, but it's just a big game, and we're looking forward to it.
Kevin Colley, good luck through the playoffs.
Thanks a lot.
Kevin Colley. We'll come back with our intermission activity as we continue from Sovereign Bank Arena tonight, right here on CN8. Yes, I do. Alrighty. Go ahead. You guys going right now? We're going right now? Yes, I am. About a minute. I will. All right. And it is Jackson 3. Two other ones. Peoria leads 2-0. Cincinnati. From here. Dan Carney, you got it.
I've got to come as close to that thing as I can.
Okay, I'm alive. So you've been through this before. What do you tell the team?
Well, just tell them you lost it all.
Yeah, you've been through this before, right? I'm going to give you something. I caught up with them earlier tonight. Welcome back to Sovereign Bank Arena, our second intermission, and the Trenton Titans staying alive in the playoff race, a 4-1 lead so far tonight over the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mick Mottingham. Thanks for joining us here in our second intermission. Now a chance to update you on that all-important out-of-town scoreboard, and the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by the Trenton Orthopedic Group. A chance to tell you that, well, right now, as we move along into the second period, Richmond has a 4-1 lead over Charlotte. Once again, Richmond needs to help out the Titans. A Titan win and a Charlotte loss, and yes, the Titans do go to the playoffs. We move along also in the second period. Lexington and Greensboro tied at 3. Lexington right now tied for third in the Northwest with Cincinnati. Greensboro needs 1 point. They'll clinch second in the Northeast. Arkansas leads Louisiana 1-0 in the first. The River Blades right now in a battle for the third seed in their conference. Also, they're fighting it out with Jackson, and Jackson staying tough right with them. 3-0 over Mississippi. Also, 2 more games to report on. Peoria leads Dayton by a score of 2-0, and they are just 2 points back of Toledo in first place in the Northwest is Peoria, so that's a big one. And also, Toledo leads Cincinnati by a score of 2-0, so Toledo trying to keep pace. Well, as we've said all night long, it's not really an impossible task for the Titans to get into the playoffs, but they do need some help. And a guy who knows that firsthand is Titans assistant coach Dan Carney. Back in 1998, he played with Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads had to win 3 in a row to get to the playoff and also have other teams lose, and that's exactly what happened. And I caught up with him earlier tonight. So you've been through this before. What do you tell the team?
Well, just tell them to control things they can control. You know, I know you have to scoreboard watch, but we just want to make sure that we're taking care of our business. And we've been a good team down the stretch here, even though we've run into a little bit of a bad streak here. That it's possible to have a little lull, get into the playoffs, and pick up some steam. You know, I've been on a team that were in the identical scenario before last day of the season. We had to win one and hope a team lost, and now we went on to win the Kelly Cup. So you just want to tell them that have confidence that you're a good team all year, even though it's been a tough stretch. It happens, and you don't need to get on that winning streak to win in the playoff. You know, if you're a good team and a capable team, you take care of your own business, anything's possible.
And Kearney's Tale had a happy ending because as the very last seed fighting to get in, Hampton Roads back in '98 went all the way and captured the Kelly Cup. So yes, getting in the playoffs and then going on from there, anything is possible. We'll come back and have all the stats and highlights of period number 2 with Joe and Peter. It comes your way in just a moment right here on CN8 tonight.
Okay. Four one. OB the fight too. Nice.
And then the fight?
And then a fight, yep. That's great. Yep. Maltby and O'Brien, yep. Great. So one look at each goal, and then we got the O'Brien fight. Check before the third goal, okay. And the stats is also sponsored. I'll make sure I get sponsored. No? Okay.
And they're all one right after the other, right?
Richmond. 4-2 now? Okay. Come on, Richmond. Still in the second, right?
Yes.
Great.
10 minutes in the second.
10 minutes? Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. Joe Zidlow along with Peter Caggiano. We are through 2 periods, and the Titans with a 4-1 lead over their intra-state rivals, the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies. I'm exhausted. We got 20 minutes to play here, Pete. It has been an exciting game. The Titans playing like a desperate, passionate team, and it's reflected in that second period.
Joe, it's too bad it took 71 games to get to this. They should have done it a little earlier, but it would have made tonight a little less pressure on them.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights in the second period as well. Again, the Titans off the get-go, playing hard and hitting and getting the go-ahead goal here in the second.
Well, this is the one by Vetone scoring his second of the game, an assist from Hurley. And the Titans didn't stop there. Bertoli scores on a great play as the pass comes from Ettinger behind the net. And the physical play continued. Watch as Williams takes Jimmy Hankel hard into the boards behind the net. And this is probably the prettiest goal of the evening. None better than this. Charpentier fakes Munn, then beats Yates. 4-1 at that time. And who said O'Brien's a lover, not a fighter? Here he exchanges fists with Maltby late in the second period. Both players giving it their all.
And that's what you would expect. I mean, again, teams fighting now. Atlantic City had something to play for here tonight. They want to get a point in their last 2 games, and they're going to probably have to force to get a point tomorrow against Reading to get this division title. The Titans, they're trying to take care of their business and trying to get some help. So let's take a look at the stats in the second period. Again, the Titans with the shot advantage. And again, as we see it there, 28-22. And Pete, they really did have the advantage.
Oh, they sure did. They played a better period. I don't know if they played better than the first period, but they played a complete period. From the opening drop to the end, no lapses in between, solid period. And again, the power play goals, big for the Titans. 0 for 5 on the power play for the Bullies. Great job by the Titans, considering they had let up 8 in their last 16 attempts.
And that's our Clarion Resort standings, or at least our stats for the second period. The Titans, very, very physical game. Again, very passionate. And I think, as you said earlier too, Pete, they were looking to get this a couple games ago. Better late than never, and they're getting some help tonight as well.
And they're getting against their crosstown rivals, the Atlantic City Bullies, who have one more game tomorrow. So it's okay if Atlantic City loses tonight. They can get first place tomorrow.
And it could also be a first-round playoff matchup, because if the Titans are able to get in, they could play Atlantic City in the first round, and boy, wouldn't they love to get a crack at them here with some momentum maybe from this last game.
Oh, absolutely. This rivalry is becoming intense. Started with Haviland coming from the Titans going to the Bullies. Players that have played for the Titans now play for the Bullies. It's growing day by day.
All right, let's throw it down to Mick Moninghoff. Mick?
Joe, I just got done talking to head coach Bill Armstrong. He told me a couple things. I asked him about the team meeting. He says all he stressed was play with passion, play with emotion. And above all else, in the third period, I said, if there's one thing that's got to be accomplished, Coach, what is it? And he says, play for the fans. Just go out and play the third period for the fans. That's what Bill Armstrong has to say. And we'll come back with a third period. See if they accomplish that goal in the final 20 minutes coming up here on CN8 tonight.
What I'm doing here. That's awesome. God, is that...
Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena, set to start the third period, and the Titans a 4-1 lead on Atlantic City. And Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies playoff tickets are on sale now. 4 playoff tickets. You can call Ticketmaster at 1-800-736-1420 or visit any Ticketmaster location. You can also order them on the web at Ticketmaster.com. And if things hold up today as well, the Titans, they may have playoff tickets on sale, and it might be against Atlantic City, Pete.
Could very well be. Look at Talbot, Joe Talbot, sporting that bruise on the right side of his face, just below his lip. Just another battle scar from the physical action here tonight.
Well, that's the way it's been. 2 teams fighting, and the Titans now have to kill a minute 48 of that cross-checking penalty to Cam White at the end of the period. A big opportunity here for both teams. Atlantic City to get right back into this, to cut it to 2, and the Titans want to just kind of kill it off. Remember, they buzzed around in their last power play opportunity as well. Well, here's Curtin, a shot in front. It was blocked. Bertoli knocks it free. Here comes Ettinger. Ettinger might have a clean break. Ettinger cutting in. Ettinger winds up. He shoots. He scores! He ripped it by the glove side on Matt Yates. Short-handed. Go! Wham! Bam! Boom! 5-1 Titans.
And for Adam Ettinger, that is his 6th shorthanded goal of the season. Could be the final nail in the coffin. Boy, are they happy. Well, they're not quite as happy as that guy, as Adam Ettinger scores his 33rd of the season, his 6th shorthanded, and just gets a loose puck and comes down. Breaks the middle, waits, now takes a big booming slap shot, only from about 20 feet out. Beats Yates up over the shoulder. See another look. Oh, he had Yates moving from his left to his right, put it back to the far side, and beat him just inside the top of that crossbar and post.
Adam Ettinger, and he got help from Scott Bertoli, who blocked that initial pass and was able to flip that to Ettinger. So on the odd man rushes now, the Titans are 2 for 4 tonight. Here's Caudron. Caudron holding in the far corner to Luke Curtin. Over to Metcalf. One-timer. Ritkowski kicked it out with the left pad.
Joe, there's no doubt when the goaltender uses those big pads, you hear that foop. when the puck hits the pad.
Now Curtin, or a shot in front, snipped away by Rutkowski again, and it's cleared down the other way by Conley.
John Conley using his body, wedging himself between the player and the boards and taking the puck and just icing it, giving the Titans the time off the penalty.
Hinkle on wall to Spatafora, and now Edinger strips it away again as he tried to come out. Edinger bumped by Metcalf. They call that goal unassisted, but Bertoli made a great play there as well to knock that puck away, and then Edinger poked it free, and he was on his way.
Joe, you mentioned earlier, you need some help from the experienced guys. You need the fellas to step up. You need certain players that are leaders to do what they need to do. Some guys are rah-rah guys in the locker room. Other guys show what they can do on the ice. Tonight, you're seeing what the guys can do on the ice.
Just 7 seconds left on this power play. Walterson hits the line, holding, fluttered towards the net wide of the near post, and now we're back to 5-on-5 as White is out of the box. Spatafora holding. Forbes poke-checked it up the wall, knocked away by Kilborn. Now to Beachy. They have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Beachy trying to cut in, dropped it for Hurley. Hurley holding now. He's forced to the wall and will send it behind the net. There's Charpentier. He bumped by Spatafora. Beachy. He bumped there, and now puck dug out by Damone. James Damone for Joe Talbot, who are the youngsters on this Bullies team. He'll send one wide of Rutkowski. 29-24. The shots in favor of the Titans in the game. Here's Tyler Beachy. Beachy. And then poked away, and Scott Matska will turn around for the Bullies. To Curtin for Rivard. Rivard. And it knocked away. Poke check free, and here comes Vince Williams for Tyler Beachy. The center for Hurley. Hurley trying to step around a check. He got spun around by Damone.
Great play by Damone. Stepping up, James, the defenseman, did a good job knocking Beachy off the puck.
And Sherrod Eric, his shot goes wide. Then his one rolled right in front of the net. Charpentier diving. Look at that. The poke check it away. Kilborn racing after a loose puck. Munn going to get there first. They tangle up in the corner. E.J. Kilborn tied up there by Steve Munn. Now Bitorne with 2 goals tonight. Holds it up, and it's knocked away by Rivard to center. White will hammer one in. Titans have to clear now. Chase. Bitorne knocked it down. Bitorne got hooked. Oh, he had Zoltek alone in front. Good play by Munn.
Yeah, very tough to have a penalty called against the Titans right now, leading this game by a score of 5-1. It's going to have to be awful obvious for the Bullies to sit in the box.
Now Dustin Wood flips it off the far boards and back out into the Bullies' end. Sent out Galbraith. Cut off there by Forbes. Puck rolling back in the Titan zone. Is Sean Conley behind his own net. He flips it off the glass. Henkel able to hold it in. He gets bumped there, and Edinger knocks the puck free. Sent right back in by the Bullies, but shy of center, and an icing call.
Take a look at Matt Zoltek. If you recall, it seems like days ago, but back in the first period, he was the guy who put his face out there and said, "Go ahead, hit me." LA King first-round pick a few years back. Zoltek took not 1, not 2, but 3 for the team in the first period, drawing 2 penalties and delivering 3 hits himself. And just Zoltek, an excellent first period for Matt Zoltek.
No, you're right, and again, he's a very emotional guy. He can sometimes lose his temper, kind of a hothead from time. And again, with a 5-1 lead, maybe he goes after somebody. You never know. Maybe to set a precedent if they do play in the playoffs.
Well, he showed a lot of maturity in the first period. And what you do is you take the guy's number. It'll be next shift, next period, next game, maybe next season. But he won't forget.
No, absolutely not. As Bertoli knocked down by Hinkle behind the Atlantic City net. And here comes Galbraith. Jade Galbraith leaves it for Nikolish and back to Galbraith. But there's 4 red jerseys around. Chopped to the near wall. Metcalf threw towards the net, knocked away. Forbes there. He'll turn. Spins it cross ice. Good play to Matt Hernyson. He overskated. Hinkle now trying to cut in. He had it poked away, and White will send it off the far board.
I think now, Joe, in the third period, you won't see the Titans taking any chances. If they do miss the outbreak pass coming out of their zone, they'll just knock it out. They'll look for a guy if they can. If not, just get it out of the zone.
Bertoli tangling up with Metcalf. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Talbot for Hinkle. Hinkle will send it in. Oh, it's Talbot and White coming together. White stands him up. And Edinger will gather the loose puck, send it far wall, but Spatafora there. Paul Spatafora. And it's rolled into the near corner. Maltby back to the point. Walterson. And to send it down low, and White and Maltby as Maltby lost the bucket. And Edinger will flutter it out.
Again, the Titans taking no chances, just get the puck over the blue line.
There's Damone behind his own net as the Titans changing up. For Maltby. Got a whack there from Beachy trying to go. And then he pulled Beachy's stick right out of his hand. Pulled the stick out of his hand and no call there. I know it's a 5-1 game, but you know what? You got to stop nonsense like that. That's a penalty.
But Joe, was away from the play. It was not the kind of penalty that would cause an injury. As I mentioned, 5-1. Atlantic City's going to get away with one.
There's Wood, a dumping shot, and that one stopped by Yates. Rivard. Up to the far wall. Now Matska. And he catches the neutral zone with speed. Now tangled up, tied up by O'Brien. Curtin, bumped by Wood. Matska trying to walk in front. Had a poke checked away by Steve O'Brien.
First, Steve O'Brien takes Matska's stick right in the forehead and does a great job a second time poking the puck away from Matska. Good shift by Steve O'Brien.
Well, he's played a real solid game as the Bullies will ice the puck. He has really come back after being out. They scratched last night. Come back, been solid, has an assist, a fight tonight with Maltby. Really steady tonight. This is Steve O'Brien.
Charpentier scored the goal earlier. The fourth goal for the Titans. Probably the prettiest goal I've ever seen scored. One-on-one. First he beat Steve Munn, then he beat Matt Yates. Faked the forehand, went to the backhand. A major league goal.
Charpentier, his idol is Mario Lemieux.
Well, he looked like him right there.
He looked like a little like Mario Lemieux in that play, I'll tell you that. Hopefully more of those.
Well, they're both French-Canadian, too.
There's Kilborn cutting in, moving in, a shot, and a save by Yates. Well, I think he wanted to get that back to Betorne to try to get him the hat trick.
Well, he used Betorne as a decoy, and instead of going wide side, he tried to tuck it and go short side. Yates made a great save.
And now we're going to get a penalty coming behind the play on the Bullies, and it's going to be Steve Cherederic.
This is not what the Bullies can afford to do. As Mike Havlin, working the gum real hard, knows that his team is in a hole, down by the score of 5-1, with just 13 and change remaining. Watch Kilborn. Oh, maybe he was going for the 5-hole because Yates had his legs a little bit apart. That's probably where he was going. There you're going to see the trip. There you see the skates of B.J. Kilborn taken out. As again, one of the smallest players on the ice, his 72nd game of the year, he keeps moving, he keeps working.
The Titans with the power play. This is going to be their 7th Trigen Energy power play here tonight. They're 1 for 6 tonight, as you see the graphic. Edinger rolls it out, comes in over the line. Adam Edinger holding, drags it free, trying to play it back to Beachy now. Controls the puck, rolls behind the net. Beachy, roll off his stick, play to the far wall, down to the point for O'Brien. Going to play it down low, hit Beachy's stick, he lost it, and Nicolishin will send it back the other way.
O'Brien does such a good job on the point, quarterbacking the power play, and he's usually paired with that guy right there, Scott Bertoli.
There come the Titans out again. O'Brien sidesteps a hit, rolls one off the stick of Charpentier to roll on net, and Yates not taking any chances. He's going to cover that up with 65 seconds left on this Titans power play. There you see the clock left in regulation. The Titans trying to get some help from Richmond tonight. The Renegades were leading. When we last checked, it was in the second.
Matt Yates faced 32 shots so far tonight, 27 saves. He's been peppered with shots from the point, shots from in front, rebounds, tip-ins. If you can say after giving up 5 goals, you played well, he has.
There's Wood, fakes the shot, back to Conley. Far circle, Charpentier, one-timer, and that one slid right through the crease. Rolled back out, Maltby's lost the stick. Wood holding, over to Charpentier for Conley. For Charpentier, Charpentier holding. Down low, Zoltek trying to move in. Zoltek forced back to the point for Conley, to Wood. Wood cutting in, trying to redirect it pass. It's still loose in front, chopped over the net. And still loose in front. And finally dug out by Steve Munn. Munn will backhand it down the other way.
Joe, it looked like a rugby scrum. Everybody was bent over. Everybody was looking for the puck, and then finally squirted out.
We just got word with 5 minutes left in the second. It's 4-2 in favor of Richmond. They lead the Charlotte Checkers in Richmond.
And Joe, chances are this game will end before that game, so we'll be glued to the radio to see what happens.
I'll be checking in with my old buddy John Emmett, the voice of the Renegades, when this one's over as well. Pop that on the old computer and listen. Final 3 seconds of this power play. Forbes back to get it. Now Cherederic out. Bumps with his old friend Adam Edinger, former New Orleans teammate. Now Curtin, and now Cherederic pushing and shoving, and now we're going to get a delayed penalty coming. And Forbes going to get sent off. Nicolishin throws it in front. Rivard can handle it. Edinger now trying to touch up. Still can't get control. Metcalf to the far circle. Matska shot and a save. Rutkowski the rebound. Loose. Still controlled by the Bullies. Matska again, and he fired it wide. Delayed penalty coming on the Titans. They have 6 on the Bullies. Metcalf for Curtin. Down low for Caudron. Caudron slid it in front. Loose puck. It's blocked in front. Loose. Rutkowski diving, and he's able to get a cover up. And with that, we will go to a break. The Bullies on a power play. They trail the Titans 5-1 here on CN8.
It's going to be the next PP.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Welcome back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. Here's that last penalty on Forbes.
Yeah, he kind of hits Steve Chigdaradurk a little bit early without the puck. Interference penalty, and for that, Forbes will sit. Remember earlier in the game, Smith, the other 6'6" player for the Titans, was thrown out for being a third man in. So the guy with the size, the guy with the strength back there, Ian Forbes, has to keep himself in the game and is doing a good job using just enough muscle.
They called Forbes for charging on that. I don't know if it's charging, maybe interference, if that. But I don't know if it's a charge. But
it looked like an interference, but you know what? It's 2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes, absolutely.
The official can make any call as far as what the penalty is. The bottom line is 2 minutes in the box, and the Bullies, if they're going to score, or are going to get back in this game, I should say, they have to score in this power play, where they are 0 for 6 with 9 shots on goal.
Sellout crowd here tonight in Trenton, 7,958. Largest crowd of the season. White able to win a battle and send it back the other way. Got some good help there from Sean Conley. I think Sean Conley's been pretty sharp. You know, this is second game back from a knee injury. Been real sharp tonight. Turnover neutral zone. There's another sharp player, Bitorne, one of many. Every one of these Titans tonight has played hard. And knowing what was at stake here tonight.
Joe, they have risen to the occasion. Everybody's doing just what they have to do. Nobody's trying to do too much. Nobody's doing something out of their element. They're all playing the perfect game.
7th Trojan Energy power play for the Bullies. Puck knocked down in front by Wood. He stayed with it and flutters it back the other way. Minute 15 left on this Bullies power play. Curtin with speed cuts in, stopping, poked away by Wood. Wood unders up the near wall, but Matska there to back up. He gets leaned down by Bertoli. Now to Metcalf. Metcalf waiting. Shot through traffic, kicked away by Rutkowski.
Again, Joe, you heard that big foop as the puck hit the pads.
Now Curtin at the near circle. Down low to Caudron. Back to Curtin. Curtin for Caudron. Caudron still moving, still moving. Far circle, Metcalf to Caudron. One-timer. Good tie-up by Wood. I think you got to stick down to partially block it.
Caudron had an open net. The puck hit Wood's skate and just harmlessly deflected wide.
Caudron shot. That one kicked away by Rutkowski. Rebound near corner. Chop free. And Bertoli will send it back the other way. Half a minute left on the Bullies power play.
Good work by Atlantic City. Better work by Trenton. The 1 or 2 shots, Rutkowski has come up big with the save.
Here comes Metcalf. He tried to play to Hinkle. Was knocked away. Hurley will turn. The puck was fluttering. Couldn't get it back down the other way. Atlantic City with 2 shots already on this power play, and they slide one in. 10 seconds left. Williams up high on Malpe, and it sprung out. Walterson through traffic, a shot. Rutkowski stick save on that. Galbraith behind the net's battle for. Then Williams knocked down Malpe. Sent in front. There's going to be another penalty coming on the Titans. As Forbes comes out, Williams will go in, and it'll be Trojan Energy power play number 8 for the Bullies.
Vince Williams has played a tough game all night. Steve O'Brien has been the offensive threat, and Williams has been the strong defensive player. Boom, right there. Player without the puck. Not only does he take him down, he uses his forearm and elbow to take him down. And sometimes when you're a big physical player, you get away with them, and sometimes you don't. And that time, Vince Williams was caught by Joe Ernst, and he'll sit for 2 minutes. So one power play after the other for Atlantic City.
And Atlantic City's had good pressure. They have 12 shots on their 7 power plays tonight, but the big number, a goose egg, 0 for 7. Bertoli able to race the puck free out the center, has it, and he'll flutter it back down the other way. Bertoli, Edinger, White, and Wood to start the kill for the Titans. There's Edinger, who has a shorthanded goal. A big one here to start the third period to give the Titans a 5-1 cushion. Bullies chase as they send it in. White chops up the glass off the netting out of play, and the draw will come right down in the Titan zone at the near circle dot.
Cam White, 4th year on the team. Spent some time years ago in both the American League and International League. Has now been a blue liner for the Titans, one of their steadiest players on the ice.
Off the draw, Curtin for Caudron. Caudron back to Curtin. Curtin through traffic. A shot. Rutkowski the save. No rebound. When he has kicked rebounds, he's kicking in the corners where you got to race to get the puck. But when it's been traffic in front, he's been very good and has not allowed many, if any, rebounds tonight.
Well, he did a nice job holding on. The puck was not particularly hard. You're going to see Curtin from the point snap it off. He's down early, but he uses his chest. He uses his glove then to capture the puck on his chest and hold on for the whistle.
Off the draw, Metcalf to Curtin. Back to Peter Metcalf, holding, wrist shot in front, tip. Oh, and Rutkowski got a piece of that. Caudron was there alone, but he was able to kick it out. I think Caudron was in a little too deep as well.
Exactly, Joe. Caudron was standing side by side with him, and the puck just bounced away.
Minute 10 left on the Bullies' power play. They try to split the defense. Conley cuts off a man. Conley now with room, and he'll just chip it back the other way. Good, smart play by Sean Conley. Now a loose puck taken by Edinger. Edinger holding shorthanded, threw it from a bad angle. Yates will glove. And he's going to hold on with Bertoli right there. Good play, excellent forechecking by Bertoli to force the turnover in the Bully zone.
Well, you saw Matt Yates. He made the save easily, and he said, okay, we're on a power play. I want to get this puck down, get my forwards in defense and moving the other way. But he couldn't do it because Scott Bertoli was all over him.
So just 55 seconds left on this Bullies Trigen Energy power play. Face-off will be in their zone and controlled by Atlantic City. Walterson from Matska. Scott Matska sends one in. Near boards, White trying to knock it away. Walterson comes free in the high slot. Demona shot sticked away by Rutkowski. Look at that traffic in front, and he came out to challenge.
Joe, he came beyond the traffic. There were 4 players behind him when he made that save.
There's Walterson holding to Demone. Demone through traffic, a shot. Rutkowski, and they score. Well, that time he dropped the puck and Maltby in to poke it free, and they cash in on the power play. It's 5-2.
Sean Maltby scores his 14th of the season. Remember, he was the guy that absorbed the check way in the beginning of the game. As the shot comes from the point, you're going to see the save, and then Maltby right there pokes it in. As Cody left the rebound right in front from behind the net, you see the first save, the puck comes down, and before Rutkowski can get his body prone on the ice, Maltby quickly just smacks at it and puts it in to cut the lead to 3.
And again, Maltby with the goal, as Pete mentioned, 14th of the season. Big James Demone initiated that shot towards the net that Rutkowski couldn't handle, and he's going to get an assist along with defense partner Ian Walterson.
And for Maltby, that's his 7th power play goal of the season.
Forbes for O'Brien, so 5-2 now. The Bullies answer the Titans' shorthanded goal in the opening minute here with a power play goal later here in this third period. Spatafora and a cut in. Forced back behind the net by O'Brien. Bumps him there. Now Caudron trying to dig it out. He had puck checked away by Beachy. Spatafora working the near wall. Back behind the net for Caudron. Caudron whips it back to Spatafora. Spatafora. And O'Brien battle. And Caudron bumped by Beachy again. Here's Forbes. It's tangled up then. And it's stripped away, but it's played to Hurley. Hurley will backhand it out into the neutral zone.
The question, Joe, is how does the team react after they're scored upon like that? Let's see what the Titans do.
The Tournay for Charpentier, waiting for help, trying to play it for Kilborn, but he tried to lower the pass, then Spatafora mugging Charpentier. Charpentier trying to get at him. And Spatafora throwing what he threw his glove at him.
Yes, Joe, he threw his glove. He's gone. And they're taking Charpentier as well.
Charpentier, I think, might have tried to spear him with his stick. And the call's going to be interesting to see what the call's going to be here.
Most of those French-Canadian players don't like the rough stuff. See, Charpentier purposely skated slow right in front of Spatafora, trying to draw him in. Usually, Joe, when one player is so irate like that, the other player did something. We may not have seen it, but it's very seldom to get one player so annoyed at another player that he would risk breaking away from a linesman to go after him. So although we didn't catch it and I didn't see it, don't be surprised if Charpentier did something to instigate that whole ordeal.
And again, just take a look at that whole fracas there.
This is after. You can see Spatafora now as he's held back. A little slash. And there comes the glove. Left hand over the top. There's Spatafora, not real happy.
And they're just going to send him off, offsetting minor penalties. And Atlantic City not happy about that. They're both going to get roughing minors because they're, again, look like there's a potential spear. By Charpentier. So roughing on Spatafora and Charpentier. And we get an icing call the other way on Atlantic City.
Joe, I'm really surprised because should the Titans win tonight and Atlantic City lose this game, Atlantic City needs to be whole tomorrow because they need to be ready to lock up first place. So although they may come out the short end tonight, they don't want to do anything stupid that's going to cost them to have a player suspended or have a player hurt and not be able to play the game tomorrow. Look at Spatafora is continuing in a penalty box.
And I think that's going to be all.
Yeah, he threw a water bottle. And the off-ice official is going to explain that right now to Joe Ernst. The off-ice officials have authority, and the referees will listen.
And that's all for Paul Spatafora.
Yep.
He's going to get a standing ovation from a lot of fans who were probably fans of his when he was in Trenton. And he's gone. And Charpentier waves goodbye to him.
Did Charpentier catch that water bottle that he threw? Because he had one in his hand. His night is finished, but he has another big game tomorrow afternoon. And for the Titans, we probably won't know till after this game is over if they have any more games coming up next week.
So he gets a 10-minute misconduct, and that'll be all for Paul Spatafora unless the Bullies get 3 goals in the next 6:26 to tie this and force an extra session.
And right now, Atlantic City is going to have to put somebody else in the box to serve the remaining time on the minor. And who is that coming over? Looks like Joe Talbot.
Yep, Joe Talbot. 13:34 the time of the penalty.
Joe Ernst has done a fine job here tonight. 6.5 minutes remaining. He's kept everybody under control. Even though there's been a lot of emotion, a lot of fisticuffs, they've played with authority.
All right, let's take a look at our game summary if you're just tuning in, sponsored by Health South, and here it is. Titans, Eric Betorne with a couple of goals, and playoff hopes are still alive, but there's the big stat, Pete, 3 goals in the second.
Yeah, that's when Trenton exploded. They had those big goals. The one by Charpentier, the prettiest goal I've seen all year. And the stat on the bottom, Richmond 4, Charlotte 2 in the second. Keep your fingers crossed. Titans win tonight, the Bullies win tomorrow, everybody goes home happy.
That's right, absolutely. So, yep, Bullies just assessed a bench minor, I think for delay a game. That's at 13:34 as well. So the Titans are now going to get a 4-on-3 power play.
This is just a little game of chess back and forth, setting the scene should these two teams meet in the playoffs.
And it could happen. Again, the Titans taking care of their business. Greensboro and Lexington, they were 3-3 in the second. There's O'Brien holding. Bertoli, a shot in front and a save by Yates. Deflects it to the far corner. Beachy, boy, had his stick broken. A slash there by Metcalf. He two-handed him and broke his stick. Ettinger battling with Metcalf. Metcalf falls down. He's trying to hand pass the puck out. He's lucky. He's trying to move the puck because if he didn't, he closed his hand on it. That's another delay game penalty.
You can't pull the puck underneath you. You can't pick the puck up off of the ice. You can't throw the puck, but you can push it. You can hand pass it to your teammate, especially in your own zone. Watch the two-hander just before, and this is where we're seeing as he tries to get rid of it. Can't quite do it. And now we get the whistle.
Off the draw, Bertoli. 4-on-3 Trojan Energy power play for the Titans. 1 for 7 tonight. Beachy to Bertoli. Down to O'Brien, holding. O'Brien tried to send a pass. He was a little late with that, tied up with Cheraderic, but Edinger able to dig it out. Floats it free. Beachy in a shot. He fired it just wide. Cheraderic down, and he's lost his stick. O'Brien back to Beachy. Beachy holding to Bertoli. Bertoli fakes the shot to Beachy. A one-timer, and Yates hit the challenge to make the save. Now Bertoli holding, drags around a check to Beachy. A shot and a save by Yates, and they score! He followed it up, left the rebound, and the Titans cash in on a power play. Wham, bam, boom, 6-2.
Joe, for a minute I thought the Titans were being too cautious there. Twice Bertoli had the puck 25 feet out, dead center, and he passed to the side. Take that shot when you're in the middle. But all is well in Titan land as Tyler Beachy scores his second point of the night. His 13th point against Atlantic City this season, and now 6-2 with 5.5 remaining. Watches Bertoli, waits, now slides it across. First shot hits the side of the net, but Yates was down. He was prone, and the second one goes in. Nice pass by Bertoli, and there's the play. Another big goal by Tyler Beachy.
And for Beachy, his 8th of the season. Bertoli and O'Brien, the assist. Bertoli, a 3-point night tonight. O'Brien, his second assist. And as you mentioned, Beachy, a goal and an assist, 2 points tonight against Atlantic City. And he must love playing against Atlantic City, Tyler Beachy. Again, more points in this series.
13 so far this year.
And puck in the neutral zone. Hinkle hops back to Nicolishin. Hits the line, and White stood him up. Good hit there, and then Nicolishin took a whack at White there. Took a little chop at him. And now Wood will come out. Remember, we still have 4-on-4 for 15 seconds. Here's Kilborn cutting in. Dropped it back for Wood on the rush. A shot. He scores! Dustin Wood! Right through the wickets of Matt Yates, and they're pouring it on. Wham, bam, boom. 7-2 Titans.
Joe, you don't want to say this, but maybe they can hold some of this back in case they need it next week. Boy, are they playing well. Everything's working. They're clicking on all cylinders. That time, a drop pass and a booming slap shot. I think Atlantic City's just waiting for tomorrow. Play starts with a good pass from the defensive zone. Watch the drop pass, and then Dustin Woods from about 25, 30 feet out beats Yates. 7th goal of the night. And for Dustin Wood, that's his 4th of the season.
So Wood from Kilborn at 15-13. Puck sent in, Yates, and now we're going to get a penalty coming. Delayed call coming on the Titans. Walterson will carry it out. Yates goes to the bench. Sends one in. Rutkowski deadens to the far wall. And we get a whistle. And I don't know. And everybody kind of gathering together. Forbes.
This is where Forbes has to be smarter. Score is 7-2. There's 4.5 to go. Get yourself out of there. Don't do anything stupid at this point.
All right, we'll take a timeout. The Titans in command. 7-2. They lead Atlantic City here on CN8. ECHL Hockey on CN8 is brought to you by Atlantic City Harley-Davidson at the Trump Taj Mahal, Planet Hollywood at Caesars on the Boardwalk, Clarion Bayside Golf and Tennis Resort, and Precision Cars of Atlantic City. All right, our final regular season telecast of the Philadelphia Phantoms hockey comes your way next Saturday, April 5th at 7 p.m. when the Phantoms travel to Hershey to take on their old rivals, the Hershey Bears. The game will almost assuredly have major playoff implications, but join us from Hershey next weekend for the Bears and the Phantoms right here on CN8. And the Phantoms winners today, earlier this afternoon in Cleveland, 6-3, trying to inch a little bit closer to a playoff spot. And there's Dennis the Dancing Usher. He's having a great time with this nearly 8,000 attended crowd here tonight at Sovereign Bank Arena. Everybody's having a good time. In fact, Pete was doing some of that in the booth there. We couldn't get the camera on. And you secretly have a Renegades t-shirt on underneath your shirt and tie, too. That's the other thing I was going to tell you.
I'm rooting for the Renegades, absolutely.
Ian Forbes for slashing at 15:31. And the Bullies will get their 9th power play of the game. It's a Trigen Energy power play and an errant pass by Galbraith. Walterson has to regroup in the neutral zone. We're in the third period now. It's a 4-2 Richmond lead early in the third on Charlotte. And here it is right there, folks. 4-2 Richmond. Come on, Renegades. Errant pass slides the other way. They wave off icing. Rutkowski will play it up. And now they whistle it. They whistle that as an icing call. Late whistle.
Now here's what happened, Joe. He waved off the 2-line pass because the player didn't touch it. When it crossed the goal line, icing occurred. Icing takes precedence in that situation. The pass was shot from behind the blue line. It did not hit the player. Went all the way down, icing, face-off back in front of Matt Yates.
And draw controlled by the Titans. White fluttered towards the net. Yates will glove and will hold on. Tournay right there in front. What a game by the Titans here tonight. They have battled hard, and they're 4 minutes and a second away from not only getting their 38th win of the season, which took a little longer than normal, but playing the waiting game in that Richmond-Charlotte game.
Yeah, right now you're going to be watching the TV and listening to the radio to see what happens.
Got the wave going in the crowd here tonight as well. Matska in the cut in. He fluttered down. White will hand pass it to the far wall. Backhands it, couldn't get it out. Matska holds it in to Galbraith from Matska. Down to Galbraith. Wade Galbraith holding. Back to Scott Matska. Still holding. Set it side of the net. Galbraith tried to shovel out in front, but blocked by White. Go back out to Damone. James Damone shot through traffic. It's blocked now. Bounce in front, and Rutkowski able to get to the far post. Oh, Matska, he thought he had him.
Rutkowski maybe hurt a little bit. That puck seemed to hit him just above the right knee. When a goaltender bends his pad, he exposes an area just above his right knee. Take a look at it. Shot comes from the points, kicks off White's skate, then a quick shot. Oh, you see him throw his head back. Galbraith thought he had one right there. Cody will stick out the last 3.5 minutes, though, no problem.
Off the draw. Henkel will play it. And then Rutkowski able to bat it out of midair. Look at that. Metcalf took the shot. He tossed it up and batted it out with his stick blade. There's Edinger, shorthanded again, pressuring. He'll send it back behind the net. How about Adam Edinger? What a game he's had tonight. He's had a goal and an assist as well. Bertoli, he's got a goal and 2 helpers. Battling with Curtin. Rivard able to dig it out. Ball's down, but able to get it to Hinkle with a half a minute left on this Bullies Trigen Energy power play. Curtin, it's the line, trying to get through with 2 checks. Knocked away by Williams, didn't know where it was. Bertoli tried to spin it out, got tied up. Hinkle a shot, and a save by Rutkowski. Back to Rivard. Another near point, Curtin. 15 seconds left to Metcalf, holding a shot. Is blocked by Edinger. Here comes Edinger the other way. He's out of gas, though. He's just going to slide it back and go for a change.
At the end of his line shift, he knew he had nothing left in the tank, just taking more time off the clock.
All right, here comes Metcalf, and now out of the box comes Ian Forbes as Malpe tripped up at center. And now, let's see, we're going to get an offside call. And, Metcalf, he jabbed it. Look at that, he went after White. Now White trying to get at him.
No, White's got to get out of there. That was an obvious penalty. Metcalf was really upset, came over the top with a very obvious slash. These guys have to watch Matt Zoltek. Zoltek should give clinics on how to walk away, how to turn the other cheek.
He gets put on a clinic tonight, I'll tell you that. That's one of the first times I think I've seen him do it all year. And as he said, it's too big of a game.
And Joe, that's been the key. They've played smart hockey. Zoltek set the tone early with a big booming check early in the game. And then when he was retaliated against, he moved to the side and took it. Watch, there's a little hole. Watch over the top, right over the top. That's just frustration coming out. Peter Metcalf, selected by the Maple Leafs in the 9th round back in '99. He's going to sit 2 minutes. Titans have to be smart here.
Metcalf for slashing at 17:33.
And there's Zoltek. There's a guy who was the trendsetter back in the first period.
The peacekeeper, right? Is that what he...
Boy, I don't think...
The pacifist.
I don't think peacekeeper and Zoltek has ever been said in the same sentence before.
Titans' 9th power play of the night. It is a Trigen Energy power play. And again, the Titans are 2 for 8. They have 11 shots on goal. Aaron Wood to Zoltek. It's center near side. Zoltek backhands it in. And that's Zoltek. Pete, as you said, he didn't have a point tonight, but he set a tempo early with a big hit and turning the other cheek.
Well, earlier, when he turned the other cheek, he did take a number, and now with less than 2 minutes and the score 7-2, don't be surprised if he does take his revenge and even a score with the players who pounded him early in the first period.
Puck sent back the other way, cleared by the Bullies. A minute left on this Titans power play, and 90 seconds now remaining in the game. 7-2, the Titans will win it going away, and they need some help. Zoltek flips it in. Yates will deflect it to Damone. Chops it up the far wall. Knocked down by Conley to hold it in. Sends it back behind the net. Zoltek there. He tried to hold it in, but Matska will clear. 40 seconds left on the Titans Trigen Energy power play.
Titans in no rush right here. Time is on their side.
Early for Charpentier, that highlight reel goal he had at the end of the second period. Sends it in. Final minute of the game. And if the Titans, if by some chance, Pete, this was their last game of the season, they sure made it a good one for the fans and everything. They really came out and played well tonight. Hinkle with a block and now a dump in.
The nearly 8,000 people here in the building, all the people at home watching on CN8, they got their money's worth.
They certainly did. To Bertoli, O'Brien, one-timer, and Yates put the stick down as the penalty expires. Metcalf out. The near wall, Forbes able to hold that one in. Hernyson bumped by Walterson. Tournay edged off by Jade Galbraith. Galbraith will carry it out. 12 seconds left here in the game. And a bump at center. Now Forbes trying to go after, and he will go after him. He's going to go after Galbraith. Goes after him. Now Metcalf jumps in, and Forbes will trade it with him. Forbes and Metcalf. Metcalf trying to swing away.
Linesman got in there real quick. We got another one brewing with O'Brien.
O'Brien and Galbraith trying to swing away. O'Brien tying him up, and O'Brien getting a right hand free. They tie each other up, go down, and get right back up. Boy, Metcalf, he jumped right in at Forbes. And there's O'Brien getting his arm free. He and Galbraith, and look at O'Brien right in front of the Bullies bench. Swinging away. Look at Steve O'Brien again.
Well, Galbraith's got to get another penalty because his jersey wasn't tied down.
Look at that. That could be an automatic suspension for tomorrow. How about that? Steve O'Brien. Look at that.
For those fans who stayed in their seats, they're getting their money's worth. Last 8 seconds of the game. And it all started because Galbraith threw a flying elbow at the Titans player right at the center ice red line.
Everybody drawn.
Havlin getting his 2 cents in. And then you see Bill Armstrong going tit for tat with Mike Havlin as they're drawing back and forth.
And remember when they had their comments, Rutkowski, John with Galbraith. Now look at that. Jade Galbraith and Galbraith. Rutkowski just kind of pushing him off. Said, see you later, and he threw his mouthpiece at Rutkowski. Oh, what a series this would be. Remember early on when Nick Boninghoff tried to get both coaches in the same room, they wouldn't do it, and we know why.
Joe, if the Renegades hold on to beat Charlotte tonight, if Richmond can do that, and Atlantic City wins tomorrow, look out, watch the elbow. Ooh, right there, you saw it. A flying elbow on O'Brien. O'Brien's taking some punishment. There you see Forbes coming in to protect his player. But then on the side, who comes in? Metcalf.
Metcalf, third man in right there.
He engages Forbes. He got a good right in on Forbes and starts pounding him with uppercuts. But the original combatants keep going. This is O'Brien.
Look at Steve O'Brien. Look at that.
Now, does Steve get a penalty because if you instigate a fight with the player wearing a shield, that sometimes can be more of a penalty. He wants to smile. Bill Armstrong, he's working the gum, but you can tell he's smiling on the inside.
You know, he has a sign in his locker, in his office, on a whiteboard there that says, and here we go.
That's happening. Whoa, I hope you don't read lips on that one.
Yeah, actually, you know what? He's yapping at Zoltek. That's what was going on back and forth. Zoltek was leaning over, and that's who he was yapping with. And he's probably yapping at Zoltek because Zoltek hasn't dropped it. Zoltek had to be smart tonight, and he was.
Zoltek said, after the first period, when Mick had him in the tunnel, he said, I'm just trying to get under their skin. Well, he got under their jersey, under their skin, into their blood. He's done everything tonight to knock Atlantic City off their game.
We got some interesting penalty calls here by referee Ernst. What a game it's been here tonight.
Well, we're not worried about the last 7.8 seconds. We're worried to see if anything's going to carry over, because Atlantic City has the big game tomorrow against Reading, and should Trenton Titans make the playoffs, they'll need those players as well. Now watch Armstrong going back and look at the pointing of the finger.
Now there he goes.
You, that's right, you. Boy, oh boy. This is
a nice tussle. Boy, Hamlin and Armstrong.
That'd be a good battle.
Bill Armstrong, I'll tell you what, he was a heavyweight when he played in the American Hockey League and in the IHL.
Like to see the tail of the tape. I think Javi may have him in weight, and Armstrong may have the longer reach.
And Mike Hamlin won't push it over either. That, you know what that is? That's passion. And
absolutely.
You can't teach that, whatever. You either have it or you don't. And that's what we've seen here tonight in the Titans with just oh man, I tell you, I got goosebumps right now seeing that, just watching this game tonight.
I lost my voice. I can't even talk anymore from yelling.
Wow. Vic Lapucci, the Titans MC with Clash. They're all bouncing around. I wonder what the calls are going to be here.
So far, nothing on the board, so it looks like everything may even out.
We need to get a.
Nope, there goes 2 minutes.
Staff here, get the score.
Titans have 2 minutes up on
that
their
Richmond
side.
game or something. Have to check that out while we got this delay here. All right, let's take a look at the Clarion Hotels out-of-town scoreboard. And it's 4-3 now, Richmond.
Oh, Joe, that's the only score that's important.
4-3 is the score. And again, Richmond 4-3. So again, 15 minutes left in the game. Greensboro 4-3 over Lexington. So again, 4-3.
Look at the fans behind the net. Behind the bench, I should say, taunting the AC players.
And look at... There we go. We got a 5-minute major penalty on Galbraith.
I'm not sure if that's with a flying elbow he threw right in the beginning. He jumped in the air and forearmed Steve O'Brien.
Look at the Hawks fan over here. Look at that.
Hey, and you being from Chicago?
If the Hawks team was as spirited as that person right there, I'll tell you what, they'd be in the playoffs right now. But they're not. Kids getting into it. This is just great.
Hey, that's no kid in the Flyer jersey.
No, that's not a kid in the Flyer jersey. Security there, and you know what? 7.8 seconds left, Pete.
Yeah.
Is there any reason to even drop the puck? Send everybody to the locker room. That's it. It's over.
You can call the game, but I'm surprised they're taking this much time to control the fans. Just put some security there. Get these last 7 seconds over. Get inside. Turn on the radio.
There's Cody Rutkowski. He's going to get a couple minutes, and there's some blood right there.
That's just a small microcosm of the type of game we've seen here tonight.
And so we'll have a draw with 7.8 seconds left. The Titans will have a... Yep, it will just be 4-on-4, but Tournay just wins it. Conley will just drop it back to White, and that'll do it, folks. The game is over. The Titans, if in fact they make the postseason, may play Atlantic City. Was it maybe a message game? I don't know. But the Titans need some help. And Richmond clinging to a 1-goal lead in the third, Pete. If in fact this was the last game for the Titans, they went out with a bang tonight.
Joe, this has to be the most inspired, the most passionate, the most energy-charged game the Titans have played this season. And they did it from the opening drop to the last whistle at 7 seconds to go.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our post-game wrap-up. Titans win it tonight, 7-2 over Atlantic City. Metcalf gets 2 for roughing. He's the third man in. Come on, man. Sticks. Get it with Sticks.
Yep.
Okay. You guys hear me? Bill Armstrong. He's got Army. He's got. We'll throw it down to Mick. Come back. Throw it down to Mick. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead. Right.
Seconds, you got it.
Okay.
9:07 left, okay.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Beaches was power play as well, right?
Yes.
Beaches power play and just your handle. What was...
I'm throwing it right down. All right, we're back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. The Titans a 7-2 winner over Atlantic City. Let's throw it down to Mick Monninghoff with a happy Bill Armstrong.
All right, thanks very much, Joe Zidlow, right here with Bill Armstrong. Coach, you got to be proud of the effort and the emotion. That's what you talked about in the pregame with this club, and they were able to carry it through.
Well, there's no question about it. It was a heated game, and we needed to have that. We needed to be emotionally involved. We needed to be a physical game for us. I thought we did that. I thought we showed up. I thought we ripped our hearts out to the fans. We played hard for our fans out here tonight, and that's what it was really about. I think in the end result, we can't control what Charlotte or happens at Richmond, but we wanted to make sure that last game we controlled that, and we did that.
Right now, 4-3 in the third period. I know you don't like scoreboard watching, but your game's over, so you can do that now. Richmond's leading.
It's going to be, oh, God, you can't even think about it, I guess, but it would be nice to get in.
You know, we talk about the physical play, but did it kind of get away from the team a little bit in the final 7 seconds or so?
No, not at all. We got to play like that. We got to stick up for each other. We have to make sure that we love one another. When someone takes advantage of us, everybody has to get in there, and that's what we did tonight. I'm proud of the boys. They stuck together.
All right, let me look at the crystal ball. So let's say you do get in the playoffs.
Wouldn't that be great? Guess who we'd play?
Atlantic City's the top seed. Can you go? Are you ready for a 5-game series with these guys?
Let's go.
Right at the end, though, what was the one thing that made this game kind of explode?
Well, I just think that we didn't back down. We showed up, and last night we didn't do that. And I think tonight we had something to prove with the score, 7-2, and that was a great test for us as far as character and what we're about. And I was very proud of the guys. They played extremely hard.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go upstairs out of Joe Zidlow. Joe.
All right, great job, Mick. Back with my partner, Peter Caggiano. Well, we just got an update, folks. 5-3 now. Richmond just scored another goal. 7 minutes left in the third period. The Titans took care of their business, and now they need a little help from Richmond. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Tremendous game for the Titans tonight. Complete from beginning to end. In the beginning, it was Zoltek taking it. And in the end, it was the Titans giving it.
Yeah, they gave it, and I'll tell you what, and the final stats will tell it too, as well as the Titans, as we take a look at the graphic, really took it to Atlantic City. Look at the shots right there. They got great goaltending from Cody Rutkowski, bounce back effort, but this was really an 18-man effort. Everybody playing tonight and doing a great job, and that's what it's all about.
17 shots on the power play for the Bullies. Good job by them. Rutkowski played great between the pipes. Now you just have to listen to the radio. You have to find out what happens down south.
Well, again, now, as we mentioned, 5-3 with 7 minutes left, Richmond leading. So the Titans, here we see it, getting 2 power play goals tonight. This one from Tyler Beachy. And if this was their last game, they went out with a bang. 7-2 winners. Special thanks to our entire CN8 crew. For Mick Monninghoff, Pete Caggiano, this is Joe Zidlow. Great job by everybody. Our producers as well, John Anderson, Ken Henderson. Titans win tonight. We'll see you folks here on CN8.